Have you charged them?
Yes.
They were just taking far too long to turn on.
Okay.
I was like, are you certain? Have you done the thing?
There we go. I was just like sort of, oh, it's 1:45. I'm hitting go live, and Caradog's just like, I'll get the microphone, shall I? So, right, hello everyone.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, you've fallen down Caradog's front. Stand by. We're going on a wild journey through a large hoodie. It's very comfortable in there, I think. You know.
Oh my god! Get in there. Get on there. Attach. Stay.
All right. Okay. Are we audible? How's the audio? Are we good? Thug mode activate. All right. I don't know if you're going to be muffled with your microphone mounted internally. We'll see how it goes. Say some words. How are you doing, Caradog?
Hello. I'm okay, other than this being a bit Jamie Oliver.
Good. All right, there we go. You can tell it's getting colder in the UK. It's been a cold snap over the past couple of days. Like I've got a sort of a jumper on underneath this. I'm switching into winter mode kind of thing, but also like with electric prices being what they are, no, I'm not turning on my electric heating. I'm actually sort of sitting at home going, no, I'm chilly, but no, hell no, I'm not turning on the electric heater.
I used my heat pump as a heat pump.
Man, I'm jelly, yeah.
I didn't realise that the external unit we've got, so the bit that's mounted on the wall outside the property, plus the units inside the house, all run off of a single 13 amp circuit. Absolutely everything.
Huh.
As far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Literally everything. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah. That's like a maximum of 2.5 kilowatts to heat an entire house.
I was like,
so,
okay.
Yeah, that's impressive efficiency, like for an entire house.
It pumps out nutty amounts of heat.
Yeah. Jelly. You need to give me the number for your dude, because I need to...
I messaged him and he hasn't replied. I need to message him again.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because like, I want to talk to him at some point. I don't have any money right now, but I want to talk to him. And also I have another customer who also wants to talk to him. So yeah. You ruined your shoelaces now. Anyway. All right. How are we all doing, everyone? All right.
Oh, I did it.
Caradog is possibly slightly muffled.
Yes. I am simply rapping and then I am stripping.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, my shirt. No, hold on.
Caradog's had that moment where he goes to take off the jumper and every layer underneath it comes with it. So. All right. Once again, Caradog is like exit stage right. You know?
I'm also just like, I've washed this thing. It's been washed. It's been dried.
Did you wash it inside out?
Yes.
Huh.
It has
still covering you with fluff
everywhere.
Yeah. I haven't had this problem. Mine's just less fluffy. Yeah, you.
Also, it's a black one.
Yeah, like I'd say, I was going to be like, sort of, oh, just get that bit. No, there's a lot. Oh well. Sai is cackling loudly. All right. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome to the show. Bottle opener much. Yeah, we've got something going on soon. Anyway, right. I have the only drink I've had today, like since getting up today, is a coffee. This is my second coffee. This is the second drink I've had all day, and it's now 4 p.m. So that's how my day is going. Take him outside and airline him. Yeah. Get a sticky roller. Djibouti Dubs. My sticky body gets into all the nooks and crannies.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, shout out anyone who's watched the Djibouti Dubs video. Anyway. Right. Anyway, yes, how are we all doing? Let's get started. So, today we are going to do some things. So we've got we've got 2 Arctic Liquid Freezer 420s. Lol. And we've got the kits. Oh, I forgot. We need to unpack those because they've got personal details on the front. So we should probably just like unpack those and then just put the envelopes not in the set, basically. And then we can have a look at what we've got. Is that it? Is that all that's in the box? Huh. I don't know what I expected, but sure. So yes. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me just quickly grab the bench cam and we'll unbox one of these and see what's actually
slightly heavier service kit?
I think it's the same. Right. Hang on a minute. Bench cam coming in.
Interesting. So yes, these Liquid Freezer 2 service kits were just ordered off of the Arctic website. They have come from Germany, and according to the little customs declaration, they're rated with a value of €4.32. But they were free of charge.
Fair enough.
So yeah, didn't ask for serial numbers, didn't ask for proof of purchase or anything. They literally just said, when did you buy it? And I put in the date, and it went, okay.
Very well.
So yeah, I was, just interested.
Yeah.
Just intrigued by that, just the fact that, they didn't want to do anything to sort of verify the purchase. Not that this is kind of useful for someone to order.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you could order one, but I mean, well, as we're about to find out when we open these, it's not going to be terribly exciting, but let's see what's in the box. What's in the box? So...
hoodie fluff.
Yeah. Oh, quite a few bits, actually. Oh, there's a whole cold plate in there. Ah. Interesting. All right, so we've got... it's MX5. They're trying to get rid of it.
I was wondering how they were planning on you applying the little gasket perfectly.
Yeah.
But clearly they've just obviously bonded it, and
Yeah.
then you just swap the plate.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's a tiny amount of coolant to top it up?
Yeah.
So in true Arctic style, there's no instructions.
I'll have you know, there's a QR code.
There's no instructions. A QR code is not instructions. Just fine. All right.
You can have your instructions when you buy your £200 Corsair that performs worse.
Oof, shots fired. Shots fired. Whoa, okay. It got it from here.
Yeah. Look at that, you have a good phone now.
Like, hang on a sec, just so you guys are aware, this is where I was sitting. Like, I was just opening the QR code scanner on my phone. It just went, boop, got it. I'm like, it's not even looking vaguely in the right direction. I do have a good phone. So now and then, you know, when you've got a flagship phone, it'll do something cool. And you'll be like, that's neat, you know. Okay, right. Let's see. Support.arctic.de/LF2 service kit. That one.
Bonk.
I always have to be very careful because the QR code app I've got has adverts on it, and it's really easy to just click on the advert instead of the link. It's very frustrating.
Oh, I see. You're not using the built-in reader.
If it has one, I did not realise.
Yeah. Hold on. If you do that.
Oh, do you just take a picture of it? Oh, Google Lens, I see.
Oh, you have not actually given the permissions, therefore it takes longer, but yes.
I see. Oh, yeah. Neat.
There you go.
Cool. Oh, well.
So, yes,
right.
You can avoid the adverts now.
Groovy. Right. I'll just accept cookies because trying to refuse cookies on mobile is really difficult. Right, let's see. I tell you what else I could do is I could just open this on a computer like a normal person.
You could.
So, hang on a sec. Where was the link to? support.arctic.de/LF2-service kit. All right. Packaging content. Cold plate, gasket, screws, yep, coolant, MX cleaner, and 0.8 grams of MX5. Groovy. All right.
It is literally everything.
Yeah. Preparation. Remove the cooler completely and take the cold plate off, basically.
Also, interestingly, they're suggesting replacing some of the screws.
It might just be because they're assuming you're probably going to month ahead on them, removing them. Because remember when we did the... Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I only saw the end of that GIF, and it looked like they were throwing them away.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah. No, I think they're just spare screws because remember when we did the NZXT ones and the screws were like, oh, you know.
Yes.
So.
The wearers had no problems, but
still. Cool. All right. So yeah.
Much talking.
Step 1: take the cold plate off. Basically.
Absolutely.
That doesn't take a genius to figure out.
I require
before we do all,
a marker or some sort.
There is. Hang on a sec. Let me find. I've got a Sharpie around here somewhere.
Excellent. Somewhere. It's been hidden by the hoodies. And the packing and the things.
Ugh.
There we go.
Have I put plenty of coal into the router this week? Shush. I bloody hope not. Was that last week that we had the terrible one?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God. I've already blanked it from my memory. Yeah. Not a fan of last week's stream. Anyway. Right. Okay. Right. So, step 1. We wanted to get some before numbers for this. So you've done some before. You have a so. Tell me what the setup is, and tell me what prep you've done.
Yes. This is my X570 Aorus Master with a 5950X and the Arctic Liquid Freezer 2420. I have set a static overclock at a static voltage in the BIOS, just so we get slightly more comparable numbers for a before and after for temperature, basically.
Cool.
What I want to do is just see if I can increase the frequency slightly on it, and then just run Limpack again.
All right then.
And then take another screenshot.
Oh yeah, were you stuck in BIOS? Yes.
But I'm in BIOS and I need to change the setting.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the BIOS is not displaying on the monitor.
Capture with face cam. Let me get you a big preview.
Look how fast that was.
Very good. What were you doing? Just resetting to defaults or something?
No, I just increased the ratio from 44 to 45.
I see. Very well.
Because it's all there on the tweaker page.
Yes. Oh, just the pre-show today, or rather before we went live, Caradog was just setting this thing up, and literally he just took out his phone with all of his RAM timings on it, just taps them all in, saved, and it just worked. So remember how many hours we've spent on stream dicking around with the Crosshair 8 or Crosshair 9 or whatever it was, you know, and we couldn't do it. This one just first try. Anyway, the pre-show no-show years.
This should be like 92, 93 C.
Okay. So what was that? 4.8 all core?
No, this is 4.5 flat.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Because the last screenshot I took was 4.4, and I'm just seeing if 4.5 is flat, is stable, and then basically I'll just screenshot again, and we can then compare those screenshots to the after. And I've numbered.
I'm gonna move us down there so you guys can see the CPU temperatures.
And then I've numbered this, so we have a numbered one and a non-numbered one, so we don't get these
mixed up.
Yeah. The other thing I will then do is take this off, clean it, remount it, rerun the test, set it to 4.4, rerun the test.
Cool.
So then we've got 2 mounts on here.
Yep.
Then we'll rerun the numbers with 2 mounts.
Groovy.
We won't use that MX5 just because I don't know if we've got 2 mounts worth of MX5 in there.
Yes, agreed.
But we do have 2
looks
mounts.
like, yeah, I think that's a one-shot wonder.
Yeah, but we do have 2 mounts of another thermal paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's nutty. 34 seconds, 640 gigaflops. Oh, that's nuts.
Those are big. Those are very good numbers for reference. At some point, we need to just do a basic cheat sheet on how to run LinPack on your computer, just so people can do comparisons with the tests that you run on this bench, so people can get a comparison for how fast that is. Because the problem with tests like this is it spits out a number, and unless you run this test many times, you're like, okay.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Like, for example, based on the fact of like some of the other numbers that you've quoted to me from previous ones, I know that that is very quick. Yeah. However, I've not run this on any of my other computers, so I have no basis of comparison.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it'd be fun just to run that on my 5800, one of the 5800Xs, which is a normal person's CPU kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Feasibly.
It's also the other thing that would be very interesting.
This is on CPU, Quentin. Continue.
Yes, the other thing that would be very interesting to do is to take this 5800X in that motherboard, defaults, then take it to this, where this has the tight timings, the faster RAM, and the settings. Same CPU, 2 different motherboards, and basically go, this is the difference kind of thing.
I'm very interested in doing that, just because, like I say, I mean, I've got 2 5800Xs, but I don't have any kind of memory optimization in place or anything. So it'd be interesting to know, and also like it'd be interesting to then run some of the daily tasks that I do, just to see whether like super fast memory would actually impact something that I do day to day or not. You know, which it may or may not do. We don't know, but yeah. So yes,
focus mode.
Right. Let's see. I'm going to look through the chat because I haven't been reading chats.
Okay.
Did I complain to BT about last week? No, because they would have turned around and their answer would have been, if it continues, then call us back.
Yeah.
That would have been their response.
It also seemed to be the router itself that was having an issue.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I had no issues all week with it.
Yeah. But also, there seemed to be an issue with the network stuff in Shaftesbury, just because the mobile data was basically non-functional.
Oh yeah, because when we left the shop, when we walked out the door, you were just like, "Oh, mobile's really screwy as well."
Yeah, it basically just wasn't working.
Yeah. And also I can't remember what day it was, but certainly during the week I had a couple of dropouts at home as well, where my router just dropped and reconnected. So I think just BT, I think just the infrastructure in general has been a bit spotty this week. So yeah. So yes, no, not doing anything there. However, yes, I am very interested in going full fiber. The reason why I haven't been able to is it looks like my address is incorrectly entered on the BT website. So we need to, Caradog and I need to actually sign on to the BT website and enter in the address as in the exact format that it needs. Excuse me. We need to enter the address in the exact correct formatting that it needs to be in for them to interpret it correctly.
Yes, the issue that has happened is there are 2 addresses, there are 2 locations with the same address, and one of them has been provisioned for full fiber to premises.
Okay.
And one of them has only been provisioned for ADSL.
Yeah.
And if Winston's in the chat, he'll say what the actual gold key thingy, what's it's properly called.
Yeah.
But it's that, basically the identifier for the address that you've selected is the wrong identifier because it's not been enabled for full fiber.
Yeah, which is why they're not offering it to me.
So it'll just be a case of correcting that address to then get the full fiber.
Yeah. And it doesn't surprise me because also like this is a high street address, and like the address is 3B Salisbury Street. So And also because
which gets filtered after number 22.
Yeah, and in addition to that, like there have been other times where like the previous occupants of this was Calypso's hair salon. So like previous addresses have been Calypso's 3B Salisbury Street.
And now Calypso is the correct one.
Yeah, exactly. And like for me, I've tried to change that to Adam and IT 3B Salisbury Street. So the name of the building changes, which is why it's all a bit of a mess. So yeah.
Stay.
That looked like a pretty good mount to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, theoretically we should. So I'm expecting to see no difference from this then.
Yeah, basically.
Because that looked like it was a good mount.
Also, have you actually got the bench cam?
Bench cam is activated. Let's do bench cam with face.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know if it's actually showing up on camera. Yeah. This line here, where there's nothing on the very top, because this is the offset mount.
Yeah.
And the offset mount moves the entire cooler ever so slightly down because the hotspot of the CPU is actually about here.
Yeah.
So it's just moving the center of the cooler slightly closer to the hotspots here because this is where the CCDs
where the CCX,
are.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Interesting. Yeah, CCDs. The CCDs contain... A CCD contains a CCX and a couple of other doodads.
Yes. Them ones.
Yeah. So yes, however, once we sort out the address stuff, I will get full fiber in here because it's only a couple of quid a month extra, and it's just it's I mean, it's 10 times the speed.
Yeah, and it's also the other thing.
That's only down as well. For up, it will be like 100 times or something.
Yeah, it's also the other thing as well that's nice is just because it's a full fiber path, the ping for everything is actually very good.
Yeah.
So it's a secondary benefit of just your ping improves as well.
Yeah. Winston says it's the gold address line key.
That's the badger.
So yeah. The one with the shop number can only get copper products. The one with Calypso is the one with FTTP.
Yeah.
FTTP Brownfield. What's Brownfield mean? Is that the code name for BT's fiber service or something?
That bit I don't know.
Yeah. So yes. Yeah. So that's that. Let's see. Was there something else?
It's also to do the the erraticas, no, ratatars, not them. From stuff that we've done previously. I was playing around with uploading AV1 encoded videos to YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So CPU encode of an AV1 video, pre-recorded, uploaded to a YouTube channel, and immediately after the upload, the video was available as AVC1. Which is not AV1 as a codec.
Yeah.
It uses whatever it is, H.264, probably one of those family of codecs.
Yeah.
But it's AVC. I can't specifically remember one. And the AVC one was what was distributed. I went back to the video yesterday.
Yeah.
And the 1440p version was available. And that was in VP9. So basically a case of it looks like that even with uploading an AV1 video to YouTube, you don't get AV1.
No.
So it's a case of it doesn't seem to be available anywhere meaningful.
They will accept it as an upload, but you can't syndicate in AV1.
Yeah, you don't actually see an AV1 video.
Yeah. So that fundamentally means there's no point. Well, I mean, I guess you could upload because it means that you can upload a smaller file size with the same quality level.
Yeah, which is a benefit.
That's
when
good.
you've got bad internet and stuff.
Yeah, that's good if you're on low bandwidth, but I don't think that's a problem that any creator really cares about. Because any creator who's got bad internet, they just leave an upload running overnight anyway.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah, which is what I used to do before I had.
It's a benefit for Australia.
Yes, quite so.
But yeah.
Brownfield means there's an existing copper infrastructure. I see. Oh, Greenfield is new install. Okay, yeah.
Yes, I was having a look at that with that. And the interesting thing I found is for live recording, a 5800X is not fast enough for 4K AV1 on the CPU.
Interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I'm guessing that just there's been less optimization for the CPU AV1 encoder, because obviously like H.264 and H.265 have had a huge amount of optimization put into them.
Yeah.
And AV1 is probably still significantly newer and just has not had a lot put into it, because anyone who cares about AV1 is going to be looking at hardware encoding anyway.
Yeah, most likely.
So yeah, interesting. And yeah, I'm still interested in doing. We still need to do a video about using the A770 as just a video transcoder, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Because again, like when so an interesting thing happened. You know, when we did the NVENC test on that machine over there, and I was like, oh, that's going way faster than I'm used to seeing.
Yeah.
Well, I did some testing, and it looks like the Handbrake presets that I've been using for transcoding just must be out of date or something. Because when I actually I uninstalled Handbrake, installed the latest version, reset all of the presets to the default ones.
Yeah.
And then selected NVENC again, and it doubled my encode speed.
Oh, that's good.
So now my 3080 Ti was doing 4K crop transcoding. So I record in a 4K tile with 4 cameras in a 4K layout, and then I transcode into 4 1080p streams. And it was doing that at about 172, 175 FPS. Which is in the same ballpark as what the 2070 Super was doing. So it
roughly.
So that seems about right for
smidgen faster.
Yeah. However, again, with the A770, that was pulling like 250 odd or something like that.
Yeah, something like 230, 240.
Yeah. So that proves that, because we did that comparison, we were like, oh, that's interesting, but I wonder what a 3080 or 3090 can do. Yeah. The answer to that is not much more. So therefore, it shows that the A770 is a monster video transcoder.
Yeah.
So if you do a lot of transcoding, this thing is a wrecking machine.
Yeah.
And like certainly to the degree of like, for me, if I've done a long video shoot and I've got like 3 hours of footage to transcode, this thing could probably tear through that in an hour, instead of my one needing 4 hours or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between me being able to just put it on and go out to lunch, or me having to tie up a computer for an evening, you know. So that was kind of interesting. So yes.
And I was just impressed with the fact of, obviously this is a new card. QuickSync itself isn't new, but just downloaded Handbrake, selected QuickSync, hit go.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I was just impressed with the fact that that's happened.
Yeah. We didn't have to do any tinkering. Yeah. We didn't need a strange version of anything.
Yeah.
We just downloaded it, selected QuickSync on the A770.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just started tearing through 4K footage.
And it was the fact as well, just of obviously the actual like API or whatever it is that what's it that Handbrake uses?
Oh,
FFmpeg.
Yes, yeah.
That FFmpeg uses and is exposed by the card or from the card, are clearly well implemented, well documented, and available for the Handbrake team to have picked that up and done it, and it not to be effort for them.
Yes.
That's also the other comment I'm saying is well done.
Yes.
Because just having support in an open source project where people aren't getting paid, I think is far more impressive than, like we found out XSplit has support for this, that XSplit is paid for, and then Intel, with the ARC, did the work and did the hardware AV1 stuff and so on with them, and that obviously it's then supported. So
yeah. However, Intel aren't getting anything out of the Handbrake team doing this, so it shows good sportsmanship on their front per se. But yeah, to answer that, Arnold G, yes, we are referring to QuickSync on the Intel ARC, and
because it was an AMD CPU
AMD
on both
platform.
computers.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, because initially I was just like, oh, QuickSync, oh, is that it? And just like, well, of course it is, because we're on an AMD platform, so it sure as hell ain't on the CPU.
Yeah.
But that was the other thing we wanted to do as well, is we need to, I want to shoot like 5 minutes of standard 4K recording in the tile layout and upload that to the Google Drive and let people just download that and let them transcode it with the setting with some settings that I say I use, and just drag race some other stuff.
Yeah.
Like we need to get Night Fusion to do it on his CPU.
Yeah.
To see what the latest CPU QuickSync can do.
Because he's got a 13th gen now.
Yeah. So we can see how the CPU compares versus the ARC. Because obviously, if the CPU can do it at similar performance, then suddenly the ARC is not actually very special because you could just do it on the CPU instead. However, I think the answer to that is going to be a resounding no. I don't think the CPU is going to be able to get anywhere near those performances because it's not. Even though it's still QuickSync, it's not the same as the encoder engine that's on this GPU.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ballpark. So yeah, ready to offer up my Celery as a run. Yeah. Does the Celeron even have QuickSync on it? I mean, it'll have integrated graphics, but will it have an encoder?
I've assumed that the Celeron and Pentiums would have had it cut.
But I mean, if it's got the same iGPU, then...
Yeah. I just would have assumed they'd have cut it from the Celerons and the Pentiums, and then left it as an i3 579.
Oh, you're thinking like they fused it off effectively? Yeah, just to be like, no, these are the budget ones. You're not allowed to, kind of thing. Yeah. Genuine question, Sai. Load up Handbrake and just check if you have QuickSync or OBS, and just check if you've got QuickSync available. What's up, Paul Daniels? How you doing?
Why are you awake?
Because he's lost control of his life like the rest of us.
Okay.
But very also, people with weird sleep cycles, it's a thing. I know lots of people who are, like I was talking to my friend about sleep cycles the other day, because he was lamenting about how he just cannot keep a consistent sleep schedule, and he was just like, even when I was working, I still didn't have a proper sleep schedule. So it's like, it's not even just a routine thing. Literally just doesn't get to choose when he sleeps. But yeah, that's a thing. You solved your I2C firmware issue. Oh yeah, that's good. I was going to rewatch that video actually. Yeah, Paul was streaming. Paul's setup. He's made fancy gadgets for, like, for example, when he swings in his microscope, he's got a widget on there that automatically changes the OBS scene to the microscope when he swings that in, and stuff like that. And he was tinkering with that.
That's snazzy.
Yeah. Paul Daniels' setup is mad. Like, I've raved about his thermal camera setup before. He's just got so many things where you're just like, you need to sell this, my dude. Yeah. When's your heckin' power meter going to be ready, Paul? I want to buy one. Shut up and take my money. Good.
May I have a projected preview?
Oh no, you may. Stand by. Capture with face cam.
Or just... Too far.
Lower. Too low.
There you go.
Lower. I take it 4.5 wasn't... Oh,
no, 4.5 is fine.
Yeah, you're going for two values, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Okay, let's go face cam with capture. There we go. Paul's Pro Repair setup, patent pending. Absolutely. So yes. Good. So right. So Caradog's now just going to run another Linpack stress test for. So we're now getting before numbers after remounting the cooler. So we're doing our before numbers and we're making sure that we've got a good mount because we remounted it twice. So we should see approximately the same temperature that we had before, which confirms our before temperatures. And then we're going to take this thing apart and change the cold plate on it. Have I not put the new logo on the boot screen? No, I can't be asked with that. Probably wouldn't on here anyway. I mean, this is Caradog's bench, so.
Scroll.
Right, let's see. What are our thoughts on Elon Musk charging $8 a month for the blue tick? Right, well, I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail on the Twitter situation because it's a developing situation. Like this thing is the Twitter situation is taking a lot of twists and turns in the past week, and it's still early days. So anything that anyone says on this is baseless speculation, in my opinion.
I think we can make comments though about the concept.
Yeah. So firstly, my flat statement is. Now, firstly, if Elon wants a Twitter premium membership to raise additional revenue and have some perks for that, fine.
Yeah.
There are some people that will be willing to pay for that. I pay for Discord Nitro because it's a service that I use and I like the thing they provide, and they provide me with some perks. However, I think it's laughable that they want $8 a month for fewer adverts, not no adverts, fewer adverts. That's completely laughable.
I'd missed that part.
Yep, that's a fact. Again, though, obviously these are just Elon's ramblings. This isn't an offer they've made. This is just him rambling on Twitter, because that's what this story is. It's Elon rambling on Twitter. So yeah, no guarantee of no adverts, just apparently fewer adverts. Also, priority for replies and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, so you want to make a free speech platform, but people who pay money get priority. Yeah, that's real free speech, isn't it? And then the other thing, of course, is that now that's for a premium membership. They're saying that about the blue tick, and it's like the blue tick is verification. Verification is not endorsement. Verification is not a example of status. Verification means this person is who they say they are. That's all it means. You cannot make that a paid-for thing. Now, they've said that they would now then introduce a second level of verification, because you get like state figure. And they would introduce another badge where it would be like public figure. And it's like, so that's not what the blue check is. So he's basically talking about completely changing what the blue check mark means, which is also a terrible idea, because there is already a precedent that a blue check mark is a notable figure. And just so the whole situation is really messy, and like this isn't entirely Elon's fault. This isn't the first time we've had issues. Like we've had issues where Twitter has removed someone's blue checkmark status because they were involved in some scandal, and that was also a really awful thing at the time as well, because it's like, no, because you're implying that the blue checkmark is endorsement. That's not what it means. The checkmark is not endorsement. It just means that the person's identity has been verified. It means
What?
Now this was
a weird reaction.
It was a while back, and I can't remember the specifics about it or whether it got sorted out. But I just know there was a hoo-ha over that, and it brought into question, what does the checkmark mean? And this is the issue: is that people need to stop meddling with what the checkmark means.
Yes. My comment on a whole bunch of stuff about Twitter, though, is slightly invalid, because I've never used the Twitter official.
Yeah.
I've never used the Twitter website.
That's fair.
I've never used the Twitter app.
Yeah.
I've never used any of the first-party stuff to use Twitter. I've always used a third-party client on Android.
So you have a very different view to everyone else anyway.
Yeah, or on the desktop. Yeah. And I've never seen adverts on Twitter, for example.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's my take. Is Elon's idea of a premium Twitter. At face value, a premium subscription to Twitter is not a terrible idea if it has perks that offer value for money, such as no adverts, etc., etc. However, he needs to be very careful with what that includes, like priority or and stuff like that. Is like, no, you can't. That's not how a free speech platform works. Yada yada yada. So I'm not against him looking at new revenue sources. However,
because they desperately need.
That's right. Twitter needs to make money. So Elon trying to brainstorm ideas on how to make money on Twitter. I got no beef with that. but he needs to do it in a way that actually makes any ounce of common sense at all. And so far, all of the stuff that he spouted has made 0 sense whatsoever. So yeah, but however, the other issue as well is that this whole conversation is wrapped up in 10,000 conspiracy theories already, because Elon has also been on record saying how left-wing pressure groups have pressured advertisers into fleeing the platform. And it's like, no, you being Elon Musk being a basket case is what is scaring advertisers right now. You know, so it's a heckin' mess, everyone. So on that mark, that's my opinion. And unless you have anything more to add,
I think I'll just summarise what my point is. Just a case of, I think a Twitter Premium makes good sense.
Yeah.
It having no adverts on there makes sense. It meaning that you can have a chronological timeline that is not disabled, no algorithmic timeline, purely a list by time as a feature makes sense as well to add in as well.
Yeah. Yep. Allow for bigger embeds, or maybe even allow for longer tweets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's lots of perks.
Adding
do.
longer tweets, adding bigger
Edit
embeds.
Button.
Yeah. I can kind of understand why Twitter doesn't have edit.
Yeah, true.
I kind of understand that.
That's another
but at the
discussion
same
in
time,
itself, but yeah.
It's a resolvable issue, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, just those sorts of things. Making it so you can pay for what is presently a verification of ID system is a terrible idea.
Yes.
End.
Yeah. We're 100% in agreement on that then. So yes.
And even though I have never used the first-party Twitter thing, if Twitter turned around and said, oh yeah, and by the way, you'll be able to use all of this via the APIs, I'd probably pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because also like the APIs have limits on them, like how much you can use the Twitter API is limited.
Oh yeah, it's so like
that's another
you
thing
can only load 1 million tweets an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
The limits on the APIs are crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just a case of it's also the fact I'm costing you money.
Yeah, that's it.
It's fair for me to pay.
Yeah, they could put in steeper API limits unless you have a premium account. And while I'm not advocating, no one enjoys having something being taken away. If you use the API and they suddenly said, "Oh, you've got to pay for this now," that kind of sucks. But you can't complain about a free service withdrawing free service to an extent, as long as there is a deeper conversation about what Twitter actually does in the real world, like allowing, for example, exposure to human rights violations in the third world and stuff like that. Those people shouldn't be expected to pay money to share their story, and so on. That's a very nuanced conversation that we don't need to go into.
Which I think is also an entirely different and slightly irrelevant conversation to the conversation that we're having.
Yeah, I think that the main reason why I bring it up is just simply to acknowledge the fact that it's more complicated than some people think in some ways. But, like you say, these are all solvable problems.
Also the case of just going, oh, you're in England.
Yeah.
You can pay money.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're in America. You can pay money.
Yeah.
Is, whilst a sweeping generalization, and I understand there is a huge number of people in the UK who are in poverty, absolute abject poverty. It's also a case of you can go to someone in the UK and say, you have a job, you have income, etc.
Yeah.
To someone like me, to someone like you who has that income, saying this is available as an add-on isn't offensive, I don't think. Going to someone who is in Iran and saying, oh no, you have to pay to have access full stop, I think is completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's also drama about lots of Twitter people being laid off without notice and stuff like that. That's a legal matter.
That's also the case of, to a slight degree, that's an America problem.
Yeah, this is a predictable thing. Like, there's going to be drama over that because word is that lots of folks got laid off without notice, and I believe in California, I believe that's illegal. So there will be lawsuits over that. But again, that's why I say that's a legal matter. Like, it's kind of a crappy thing to do, regardless of whether it's legal or not. But yeah, it comes as in a way, I believe this comes as no surprise as well. So, I don't know.
Oh, the machining's slightly different.
Ah, what are you spotting?
If you can see the pattern in the machining, it's going kind of centered here and going that way in kind of
I see.
lines like that.
Yeah.
This one is, going centered about here, going that way across the plate.
I wonder if they
doubt it makes any difference. I presume it's just a giant sheet.
I was going to say, I wonder if they make a big sheet and flatten and machine the bottom of that, or whether they cut and then machine. Because once you cut it, you're going to have to. Well, I suppose you've only got to deburr the edge. You don't have to refinish the bottom of the plate. So yeah, interesting. Anyway,
I'm going to.
Right. Okay. So. So yeah, that's the Twitter thing. That's my opinion of it, and I'm going to move on because it's a lot of speculation. Right, big screwdriver time.
Yeah, I was just working out how we were going to do it whilst keeping this upright, and I think basically just a case of just doing that effectively, and just hold, and I'll just hold this, or you can hold that, and
I can hold it.
Screws.
If I hold that, or.
There's no easy way of applying.
Let's put it on the. Can we put it on the chair? Because that seemed like a good place to put it.
Yeah, it was just because of this and that moving around because these are slightly stiff.
Yeah,
I just didn't want stuff flying.
Yeah, hang on a moment.
I was attempting to think ahead.
Yeah. How about
the packing box? The box of packing.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a question of actually applying
to bench camera face.
Force onto this is the question. So where are the instructions? Do they provide any instructions on how to stick force into it?
Stand by. Got to make it look good first. There we go. Crotch cam is go. Do not. All right. Desk clamp. Don't have one big enough. Right. Instructables. So remove the cooler completely.
This is preparation.
Screwdriver and ready.
Undo that. Undo all of this.
Yeah. Replacing the cold plate and the gaskets.
There you go.
Okay. Right.
Discard the short screws.
Oh, there's long and there's short ones. Okay, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, those are longer ones, so they're suggesting to get rid of.
Yeah. So it's saying about replacing some of them.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to see. So the shorter ones are towards the pump.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. It basically just says unscrew them and lift it away, basically. Fine. So yeah.
I will. Oh wow, they are not horrendous.
That's good.
It's almost like they designed this to be taken apart.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, wow, this is effortless by comparison.
Yeah, the NZXT ones were a nightmare. I don't think we could get the big screwdriver on the NZXT, though, which was the problem, wasn't it? We could only use small-headed screwdrivers, I think, which was making it tricky. This is the part where it goes everywhere.
Hopefully not. There you go.
Okay.
And then...
Cool.
There appears to be no issue with this one.
So what's the issue that we're looking for?
Gunk.
Okay, yeah.
This seems entirely clean.
God, they're so fine, the fins.
Oh, it smells different.
I mean, it almost looks like there's something on there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick that under the microscope a sec.
Oh, it's also... Is it a different pattern as well?
I don't know. Hang on a sec. I'll put them both under the microscope. What do I need for microscope cam?
You need XL1 capture.
Yeah.
Which
capture with face cam. Yeah, that's it. Right.
I will just stand here and hold this.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you're kind of, you live there now, don't you? Okay. Have we got microscope?
No.
Okay. Stand by.
Did you actually plug in the microscope?
Yeah, it should be plugged in. Oh, I know why it is. Yeah. Hang on a sec. I changed this one to the peasant cam.
Ah, that would make sense. There we go.
Right.
That is very microscope.
Right, let's go up a bit.
Whoop, whoop. Ah, yes.
More light, please.
That's very difficult to get a picture out of, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just like, I think it's just dust, actually. I think that might... See, those little specks, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
That's what I was curious about, because those just looks like they were there from the moment you took it off.
Yeah. There's bits and stuff, but like,
yeah,
it's not horrific and smelly and so on like
no
the Animax ones.
Yeah, no, we haven't taken it off and been like, ew, you know.
Yeah, we haven't found cheese. So yeah.
Yeah, so
is
no.
Is that damage to the microfins? Or is that just something sitting on top of it?
No, that is literally just the... Hang on a sec, let me get some tweezers. That is literally just the bits of stuff.
Oh, I see. Because it's wet.
Yeah. It looks like it's dust, but it was there from the moment you took the...
Yeah. So there are off. Bits. However, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
No.
Don't know what to make of that. Either way, it's not horrifying by any stretch of the imagination.
But yeah. Huh, interesting.
Yeah. Right, let's tame that down a little bit, and I'll try and go for a wide shot just so we can compare the two cold plates. Although I don't think I can go wide enough on the microscope. No, this is the same deal. It's just it's dry, so it's a bit easier to see because it's not full of liquid.
Yeah.
But yeah, little fingernail for size comparison. So as you can see, those fins are really heckin' small. That's what they mean by micro fins. Very well. Okay. Yeah, not terribly exciting. But yeah, we didn't think these things were broken anyway.
No, absolutely.
However, since the service kit was free, we were like, why the hell not?
Yeah, basically.
Cool. Right. Come around there.
My foot.
Right. The gasket fell off, so I now need to verify that I've just put that on the right way up again. And I'm going to do that by opening the other box and checking there.
Right. And here's one I prepared earlier. Oh.
Right. Yes, that does go that way around. Good.
I have now probably overfilled this.
Do they tell us how much extra to put in?
No. However, I just filled it up to the point where it was sitting above where the gasket is.
Fair enough.
So some of it will go.
Yeah, make sure it's aligned. Refill coolant if necessary. The coolant should be clearly visible in the 3 ports, but filling to the top is not necessary. So,
yeah, I filled to the top because
yeah,
all we lost were those 2 dots there and that little bit there. So yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes that way around. And
oh,
can that just go on like that? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, this plate seems to sit slightly higher.
Yeah. Yeah, we literally didn't have the camera on for the moment then, but yeah, you saw it come off. We literally just put the gasket on and put the thing on. We're going to do a second. Are we going to do the other one as well? We're going to do a second one. So yeah, if you missed that, don't fret. We're going to do another one anyway.
Yeah, I'll do the other one in 2 seconds. So they said the 2 short screws to chuck them, didn't they?
2 short screws discard, yes. Yeah, and now we're putting in all long screws.
Cool.
So there's some extra long screws.
There we go.
When was this one bought? Do you know the windows on? Can you remember off the top of your head?
May. Some point.
Yeah, May of this year.
May of this year, but I can't remember the exact date. It was the end of May, basically.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, we can't actually find serial numbers anywhere on these things, so it's not. We're not actually sure how you're supposed to look up whether your serial number is affected or not, because the serial number isn't written on it. It's only on the box, and if you don't keep the box, then.
But it's also just a case of it's like the kit's free. It's 4 screws.
Yeah.
If you've got one, it's kind of a case of it seems like it's worth just doing.
Yeah. It literally costs nothing, and it's an awful lot easier to approach than the NZXT ones that we did. So
yeah,
which are effectively Acertech.
Yeah, apparently all of the ones that were in the supply channel, when the news came out, were withdrawn, were recalled. Anyway, so there weren't any sold.
Yeah.
From the date of the announcement.
Yeah. So
onwards.
It sounds like this is more arse covering because they don't want an Enemax situation.
Yeah.
Which is a good stance to take. God, that looks like that really looks like you're tapping those in.
Yeah.
Which into plastic, that makes me nervous. But I trust they know what they're doing. There we go. We've got a little bit of water bleeding out the side there.
Yeah, just because I slightly overfilled it.
However, I'm sure that now just means it won't gurgle. So
I'm going to the point where it's like I have to put force in to turn it. So it's a case of it's roughly equal, and it's just a case of this is the point where force became required. So yeah.
Cool. Well, that was pretty good. Yeah, apart from a couple of drips, which are just like, I was half expecting to take it off and then immediately be like, and I'm going to go and get the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, cool.
Sweet. That was done.
All right. So should we? Let's.
I'll do the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I'll literally just do the other one.
Yeah. I was just thinking. I'm almost tempted to say, should we run tests on this one and then do the other one, just so if people show up a bit late, they'll still see another one get taken apart or something. That's what I'm thinking. Just so if anyone's late to the party and they're like, "Oh, have you already taken it apart?" We can be like, "Yes, but we've got another one to do." So yes. Right. While you do that, I'm going to crack open a room temperature one with the boy.
Very well. Also, the peel has come off.
Yes.
Hold on, where's the light? There's the light. See, the peel, it is off.
I know we got some people in the community who sometimes forget to do that peel. So,
There you go.
Not mentioning names. Caradog, what are you having one? Or are you good?
I will have...
There's some inches back there.
I will have a rosé.
A rosé. A rosy. Well, a rosé, which is not to be confused with Rosie.
Oh, yes.
Old Rosie is a very different animal to Thatcher's rosé.
Yes.
And I'm not going to use the rock one. Let's grab the collection. Today, I'm going to go plain, and I'm going to use the plain Silver Boy. Can we see Caradog's shirt lint under the microscope?
Oh no!
You know what? Sure, I'll take a sample of it in a sec. There we go. Choose your weapon, Caradog.
I used the gold one, I'll use the silver one. What? Oh, yes. There we go.
Excellent.
The collection grows.
Yes. We can dual wield Thog's hammers these days. Right, hold us out. I'm just going to get the tweezers.
Oh.
All right, don't move. Where's a nice big bit? Okay, we'll go with that then. Ooh.
Or you have some here that have kind of rolled together.
Okay, I'll set. It's not going to be very exciting, but...
Ah, there they are.
Can you switch to the capture scene?
I will. Have the capture. Have the microscope.
Zoom. And enhance. See, if I'd watched more crime scene investigation, this is the point where I could be like, ah, you can tell by the fiber that this was made by such and such a company. There you go. There is hoodie shirt lint. It looks really rough, but it's incredibly soft. And it's got different colours in it, apparently. Yeah, that's it. This is the stream where we look at weird things under the microscope. We should probably stop playing this game because that can go to weird places.
Huh.
Use some adhesive tape. That would have been easier, but yeah. My eyebrows. Is that Graham's beard? No, it's not, Gareth. It's lint from Caradog's hoodie. All right.
Fuck's sake.
Are you winning? It doesn't sound like it.
So you know when you do something really stupid?
Let's see. Bench cam with face.
I couldn't work out why I couldn't get the cooler on. I had this.
Oh.
I hadn't picked this up from the motherboard.
Ah, I see. So you're just basically just mashing a thumb screw against the motherboard. Just knocking off pull-up resistors left, right, and centre. Excellent. Wash it inside out next time. He did. That's the first thing I said to him. I said, did you wash it inside out? And he was like, yes.
That one has been washed.
Yeah.
It's madness. It'll need another go, but yeah. It'll be all right.
Yep. I haven't had such problem with my one. My one has just not been fluffy.
I think they're different material.
Maybe.
Slightly different.
Yeah. Either that or just, you know, Si's just deliberately trolling you and like pre-washed this one in an industrial washer. He didn't, because he told me that I needed to wash this one. I did not. I just took it out, was like, cool, and put it on.
Clothing that doesn't have holes.
You wanted full fibre, so you got... Oh no, god damn it. I started reading that before I understood it, and the penny dropped halfway through saying it. Ah, Lizard691. Thank you very much for the fiver. How you doing? I don't have as much friction. Unless I'm talking to customers, then there's lots of friction. But
I don't know. Imagine working a people job and hating people.
Good. Right. Activate. It's alive. A lot of gurgling. That's the funny thing. Like, we effectively overfilled it, and there's still air in there. It's immediately gone silent now, but just for a moment, there was a very audible gurgle as the fluid started moving. Interesting. Oh yeah, the joys of doing a build video on the main channel again. So many comments from people going, "You mounted your AIO upside down." And each one had a completely different reason for why it was upside down. Some people were just like, sort of, you can't mount it that way up. And some people are like, it'll be quiet if you do it the other way. The funny thing is, I did it hoses down, which is the way Gamers Nexus says to do it. Yet everyone still tells me I'm wrong. And there was one guy who was just like, "You're making the pump work harder than it needs to." And I'm like, that's not how it works. It's a closed loop. The water has to go up once and down once. It doesn't matter what way up it is. It doesn't matter if the hoses are at the top or the bottom. The fluid still has to go up then down, or down then up. Yeah. I answered a few, and then I just stopped replying to those comments because I was just like, no, I'm not playing this game, you know.
But the engagement.
Yeah. There was also one guy that was just there were so many people who were telling me that the airflow setup was wrong, and I'm like, it's a torrent. It's got 2 intakes at the bottom and 3 at the front, or the other way around, and it blows air through. That's it. That's what it does. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. And one guy was just like, "Oh, you've put the AIO at the front, and that means it's blowing hot air into the PC. You need to put it at the top." And I'm like, have you looked at this case? It's a torrent. It doesn't have a top vent. You know, and it's just like...
You put it in the top. Ah! What mount?
Yeah. And
what
just
then?
So many people saying you did this wrong, and then with great authority, and then saying then their reasoning was just utter madness of just clearly you haven't actually looked at the screen when watching this video, you know. Yeah. It's all about the head pressure. That's the problem. It doesn't matter. So obviously you don't want the pump to be at the highest point because all the air will gather in the pump. That, absolutely. However, for everything else, it's like it's a closed loop. It has to go through the loop. It doesn't matter what order it does it in. You've either got all the way in front of the pump or all the way behind the pump. At some point, it has to push through the radiator. Anyway, that doesn't look like it's running. Or, oh no. Oh yeah, no, it is running. Let's switch the capture because Caradog is looking very thoughtful now.
So you know how I said I don't expect there to be any difference?
Yeah. We're switching inputs, by the way. We're not going back to the microscope cam for any other reason. There we go. Oh, that's wrong. Hold up a sec. I've done it all wrong. We're back to lint cam. That one, and that one to there. There we go. Right. Don't expect there to be any difference.
I'm pretty sure it might be like a full degree cooler.
A degree, though, that's margin of error, though, isn't it?
Maybe.
That's like run-to-run variance to all intent and purpose. Certainly when we're up in the 90s, anyway. I mean, technically, it wouldn't surprise me if it's slightly cooler because, like, even though the old cold plate wasn't gunked up, it's still slightly tarnished and has some trace amounts of stuff in it. Whereas we've just put on a brand spanking new cold plate.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, given that there was nothing wrong with the old one, the fact that we've managed to maintain performance is impressive as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because it means that, you know, with us just ham-fisted going on the top there, that's gone together perfectly fine.
Yes. Precision engineered.
Yeah. Yes.
Whoop.
You enjoyed the build video. Good. Thank you. Should do one a month or something. I do want to start doing build videos and review videos and stuff like that again. I'm talking about it. I'm going to get back into it. Don't know when, but it will happen. They're still popular as well, so... What was the point when rearranging the OBS setup? The reason why I'm swapping things around is because we've got the ARC in here. We have to use a specific capture card for the ARC A770 because it is uncapturable. So I've got a non-standard capture card connected just for this graphics card. Because, yeah, we still want to get more use out of this to get more time on it, just so we can make more observations and be like, oh, look, it does this kind of thing. However, that means that the capture setup is weird. So, yes. What liquid did we use? It came with a tiny little bottle of coolant fluid.
It came with a bottle of stuff.
Yep, came with a little dropper bottle of mysterious liquid. It's a little bit bubbly, so presumably it's just got deionized water with some corrosion inhibitors in it or something like that. It's not going to be exotic coolant, but it'll be something with some corrosion inhibitors in it. So yeah. I know there aren't many others, but there are any UK YouTubers that I know or pal around with. Not YouTubers as such. There's no plans yet. However, I have been saying offhand that I want to collaborate with people on stuff. I just have no plans for what that looks like yet. But there was a conversation that was kind of a joke and kind of not a joke about getting Wild Floor Lamp over here at some point. We haven't asked his permission. We've just said, hey, we should just import him, kind of thing, you know.
Did you see his reply to that?
I saw that he not the details. I know he replied, but what was the gist of it again? I forget.
Sure, I'm up for that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Because I know he replied and he said something about sort of, yes, I'm based here and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not sure if he actually sort of gave the, yes, this is something I'm interested in thing. But yeah. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. We need to figure out how much it would cost. Because, yeah, I'm not made of money at the moment, to be brutally honest, because of various reasons. However, that's something that I want to do. And also, like, Muerto as well. Like, I kind of want to invite him up to do a demonstration or something. But, yeah, just to showcase some of the real superstar repair guys.
Also, just show him what a nice place is, instead of Boscombe.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Muerto lives in the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
In the ghetto. So, yes. But, yeah, so there's ideas of that. And, like, you know, if, you know, there are certain friends that I would say would come down. You know, like, Sai is cool. If Sai wanted to come down and do a thing together, that would be cool, you know. So yes, I do want to collaborate with people. I don't know any YouTubers. If anyone, like, the thing is I don't have any ideas, basically. I'm just like, I have a premises and I want to talk to cool people, and yeah, I don't know, I want to collaborate. So, you know, if a YouTuber approached me, big or small, you know, if they approached me with an idea and I'm like, that's a cool idea, come over here and we'll do it, you know.
Get over here.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that. But yeah, folks are going to need to come up with ideas, though, because I don't have any. And also, like, I can't pay for everyone to come in. There are certain people where I'd be like, oh, yeah, we'll crowdfund that to get you over here. But yeah, it's not a free ticket, I'm afraid. But yes, Big Clive wants a new PC. Hell, if Big Clive wanted to do something, hell yeah. But, I mean, I feel like he doesn't need me. Like, I'm sure Clive can build a PC. Failing that, being the size he is, I'm sure he's got connections. But I don't know. If Big Clive wanted to do something, I'd be like, hell yeah, Big Clive. Like, that'd be the coolest shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. That'd be awesome. I feel like I'm not worthy for people like Big Clive, but I don't know. I want to talk to people, so you know. Technically, Chris is a YouTuber. Yeah.
Oh.
If we had Chris on, we'd just have to beep him every 5 minutes. I don't know. I don't know if he can be good. You know.
So initial comparisons.
Okay, tell me our comparisons.
93 flat, 92.6. Okay, first run. 94.1, 94.2. Remount, 93.3, 93.3, 92.5, 92.5. Replacing the doodad.
Okay, so 92 and 93.
Yeah, basically as an average, roughly.
Yeah, and
replacing it, 90.5, 90.3. 91.8, 91.6.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's a consistent 1 or 2 degree lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't change our world. You know, I would still almost be tempted to say that's probably mount to mount variance. But on the flip side, though, again, that's lower. And allowing for the fact that we've had to take apart and remount a factory thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're not 1 to 2 degrees higher.
Yeah.
Is fairly good as far as I'm concerned there. So yeah, it's a case of there was nothing wrong with it, so it hasn't changed our world. But that means that, you know, as 2 idiots taking this thing apart, it's very doable.
Yeah.
And arguably, we have serviced this. It is now as good as it can be. All right there. Oh, did you do them up too tight? Yeah.
I went to undo it by thumb and just like, I cannot.
Yeah.
But yes.
So yes, Big Clive would get me drunk. He's more than welcome. If Big Clive came around with a dark and stormy, I'd sit down for a drink with him. So yeah. Why not invite subscribers to the shop to upgrade or fix their PC? Something like that would be cool. We'd have to figure out the rules for how to do it.
I mean, if you want to turn up to the shop and make use of the services, you can turn up to the shop and make use of the services as a customer.
Yeah.
Nothing is stopping that from happening.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, this is a computer repair shop. You can come in and
If it's a case of the comment is then could we do a video on it?
Yeah.
With arrangement, I think that's possible.
Yeah, we'd have to figure something out. And I think also we need to figure out one of the things, like this week's video of me rebuilding my PC on this desk was another test of, because Caradog offered to leave his Canon camera here to do the video, and I was like,
and hilariously enough, this was the first week that I used it.
Oh, interesting. So it was a good thing that you, fair enough. Yeah. And I said, no, I'm going to do it on the bench cam, because I wanted to see if I could just mount up the bench cams on here and use them. And the answer was kind of sorta. It worked, but this week's video, the quality was not what I'd hope. You know, the quality was not great. It was adequate, but when I was editing, I was like, oh, that picture could be better. You know, we're visibly on webcams here, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So, you know, at some point, I need to put up the camcorder and just see how that, because the camcorder is not very good either. But is it better than the bench cam? Is the question. But also, I need to figure out, because it's just like I used to do this with the bench cams, and I think it looked better than that. Or has just my production values gone up?
I think the comparison is what it is, because obviously a case of you've now got in exactly the same environment and instantly you look at it and just kind of go, oh.
Yeah. So, but on the flip side, of course, so yeah, that's the thing, is if we had a setup where I was regularly doing builds on this bench, with or without customers or guests, I would need a camera for this bench as well. Power. Something caught in a...
What?
Screw caught in a fan somewhere, that was. It must have been... What the hell was that?
What?
Oh, hang on a sec. It was that on there. That doesn't help in the slightest. Yeah, it was that on there. Yeah, there we go. That's always the terrifying...
Oh, I see. That's because I normally I'd positioned it like that, so the edge of the board was actually back on the fan. So pulling it that way wouldn't work because it would be caught on the board.
Yeah.
And then when we took it off and I put it down, I didn't do that again.
Yeah, good. That's always the terrifying thing when that happens. It's always something simple, but you don't know what it is, and it's a very scary sound. You're like, power cable out, you know. Oof. All is well. Where were we? So yes, would need a dedicated camera for doing it, basically, because I can't be borrowing yours all the time, and I sure as hell can't afford to buy one like yours. So yeah,
I keep looking at eBay for the kind of mirrorless ones and stuff.
I mean, if you saw something that you're like, that would be suitable for what we do, like it doesn't have to be as good as this.
No,
we just need something. Like even just a DSLR would do. It doesn't even have to be a mirrorless, you know. Yeah. Just a DSLR will probably do the job.
Yeah, I need to look at the old Sony Alphas.
Oh yes, yeah. Those are generally the best bang for buck ways to do this, aren't they? Because something like that. Because so
the only issue with that is obviously the fact I've never had any Sony stuff, so I have no idea about the lenses and mounts and stuff. But that's not explicitly an issue.
Yeah, that's solvable, isn't it? So yeah. But I think that's what we need to do, because if we had that set up, then at that point it would be, because the thing is, in order for it to be possible, because like special guests like Big Clive, you know, obviously we do that as an event kind of thing. So you know, we get out all the best gear kind of thing. However, if we were doing this thing where you know, viewers can just rock up and work on that. Well, I mean, viewers can rock. The state we're in at the moment. If someone came up to my door and said, "Hi, I want to clean out my PC, but I don't have a space to do it," then I would say, "Sure, use the bench." As long as I'm not doing anything on the bench at the time, I'd be like, "Sure, take it out the back. You can use my bench. Go ahead." You know, I would be more than happy to do that. If we were making a video about it, then I would need a dedicated camera setup already in place. And it would be cool to get into that position. That would be really cool. But we certainly need to get to that position.
Yeah.
And also there would be, I think we'd have to book slots as well. Like I'd have to say, like, if you're doing it yourself, it doesn't cost anything, but you have to book in advance so I don't have 10 people show up at the same time. And like, I can't have someone doing that every single day.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have to say it's limited to like 1 slot a week. So book your slot kind of thing. Something along those lines. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just wildly brainstorming at the moment. But yeah, on the other topic though of like YouTubers, yeah, if any YouTuber, you know, if you knew anyone who was just like, I'm a YouTuber and I need a new PC and I want to collaborate noises, they'd be like, well, Adam and IT wants to collaborate. He'd build you a new PC and make a video about it. You know, open offer, I guess. You know, get in contact, because I don't know anyone. I'm kind of at the point where I'm just like, I've got 150,000 subscribers. I believe that makes me entitled to know people. You know. I have an audience, therefore my opinion matters more, you know. So, where's my blue check mark?
Sitting over there with your unopened post.
Well, at least I've got the play button on show now.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm editing that video tomorrow. I might start on it this evening. It depends. Probably tomorrow though. The footage is all at home now, and it's ready to go. So yeah. Wanna collab? Yeah. And for the record, if anyone, the best way to get hold of me for serious offers is via Discord, by the way. So yeah. Finds. I don't think he did make a typo, Marcel. This is Sai. He has a 144p webcam, I'd imagine. It's on his Celeron rig. Paul's Hardware uses GH5 and many others. What's GH5?
The Panasonic GH5.
I see.
It is a if I remember correctly, it's a 5.7K camera, as opposed to 4K, like that is, which obviously gives you that 1.7K punch-in.
Yeah.
For still mastering at 4K.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Again,
it's also apparently a complete ball ache to edit the video from it in Premiere, but that's also a case of it's Premiere.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like anyone who's using Premiere is kind of doing it wrong these days.
This doesn't concern me because I use Vegas 14.
It's okay. One day you'll upgrade to literally anything else.
Well, you know, I think I'm still seriously considering just upgrading to a newer version of Vegas at some point because I keep talking to people about this and saying, "Oh yeah, I really should learn DaVinci Resolve," kind of thing, and they're like, and everyone I talk to is just like, "I couldn't get on with Resolve." You know, everyone bangs on about Resolve, but apparently everyone also finds it really hard to use. And anyone I know who's ever used Vegas is just like, Vegas makes everything 10 times easier. And like the only problem I have with my version of Vegas is just the fact that it's old and doesn't support modern video formats, which is why I have to transcode in the first place. You know.
Do you still record in FLV?
No, I record in Matroska now, or that container.
Yeah.
It's H.264 in Matroska.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Because I was just going to say...
Matroska is a container, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I was going to say, you can record in MKV and recover unterminated files.
Yeah.
In exactly the same way as FLV.
Yeah.
Windshift S. And then
But yeah, Mike. I'm interested in stuff like that, and it seems like our channels have plenty in common. So yeah, I want to do something cool. I just have no ideas. So, but yeah, that's a thing. I don't know. Make of it what you will. Let's see. DaVinci Resolve is a lot easier than Premiere, though. Really interesting. Yeah, I do need to at least look at DaVinci Resolve again, because the last time I looked at it, I was just like, this is confusing and I don't get it. But it's been a while. I should look at it again and just, yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. Give me a shout on Discord. Yeah, cool beans. No problem. Very good. Right.
So I pulled the cooler off and didn't reapply the thermal paste.
Yeah.
Just cleaned up the bit that went.
Yeah.
And we went from 90.5, 90.3, 91.8, 91.6.
Yeah.
To 92.6, 92.7, 92.6, 92.7.
Yeah.
Run to run variance of 0 on the second set of runs. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So again, basically, we're within margin of error, accounting for the fact that we're not doing scientific mounts here. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
but
by a scientific mount, I mean we're getting the thermal paste and then spreading it evenly with a spreader and all the rest of that, and doing control. That this is not a laboratory.
Yeah.
It's a workshop.
Although, it's a case that obviously there is a repeated 1 degree increase in the temperature, pulling the cooler off, not replacing the paste, after going a bit of
In a way, I'd
just
almost
in that,
expect it to be better, because sometimes I find the remount is usually an improvement, just because you get just better paced distribution because you've already spread it effectively.
Yeah, but just a case of just interesting.
Yeah, very cool.
I'm using this as an option to do a bit of science.
Which is that UK YouTuber with the computer stuff and glasses and speaking the King's English. Well, I don't want to say that I'm home counties.
I thought you were about to say I don't want to say that I'm well spoken.
Yeah.
But you're wrong.
I wouldn't say I'm well spoken per se. That's more of a I mean, that much being said, you're more or less home counties as well.
I guess if Dorset counts as home counties.
Well, that's the thing. You're South Dorset, and that's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be indistinguishable from home counties, which is what I speak, or it's going to be when you get that proper South Dorset, and you say rant instead of rant. And I'm not even joking. I've met multiple people who've said, well, I don't want to go on a rant about this or anything, but
it's what I refer to as the rugby accent.
I think the gentrification of Poole has been quite a good thing, you know. So
yeah, it's what I call the rugby accent.
Is that as in the sport or the place?
The sport.
Okay.
So it is the way that the people who were watching all of the rugby matches spoke with.
Fair enough. Every word isn't like at Graham. That makes Oh, I do say like quite a lot. Like whatever. Full on, full out. And end everything I say with an upward inflection. That's my American bitch voice. I'm not doing it. I'm not selling it very well. All right, whatever.
Okay.
JD says he's going to come and fight you. I don't know why, but just that's a threat, I think.
I'll shank your nan outside of Tesco's.
Yeah. On the plus side, we know he's got fairly far to go, so we know this probably isn't an actionable threat, but, you know.
It's okay, I'll see you in somewhere between 6 and 18 hours.
Yeah.
Also, you'd switch the source.
Yes. Let's go bench cam with face. Are they drunk yet? How's it going, Galvani? No, well, how am I doing? I'm a third of the way into an Aspel.
I spotted the best thing for you the other day.
What was it? No alcohol cider or 2% out?
It was low alcohol cider, guaranteed less than 1%.
Guaranteed. Oh.
I was like, oh, it's perfect for Graham.
I'd be offended, but, you know.
It's Graham cider.
Every stereotype is based on a truth, so, you know. Can I go full farmer accent? Am I going to...
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that what this stream has come to, just doing silly voices? I think we're above that. If you want silly voices, then come to my Twitch stream. Tomorrow, 7 PM UK time, I'm playing Elden Ring. I'm probably not shooting for partner, though. The numbers just aren't there. Just as a side note.
I mean, I still think you should do.
I don't think I can pull the numbers. The past 2 Thursdays have been sort of 30-ish concurrence. Sundays push up toward 50, but I don't think I can pull 75 average concurrence for 3 days a week.
Not with that attitude, you can't.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on it.
I thought you were saying you had a YouTube audience. I thought you were saying you had an audience and therefore your opinion mattered.
Well, I thought I did, but I mean, I did a small shout out at the start of a video, which is like, by the way, I stream on Twitch, and got a resounding. Well, there were like 1 or 2 people dropped in and was just like, hey, I didn't know you streamed on Twitch, but I saw it in the video, and I was like, aha! But it was only a couple of people.
So,
and like, out of 150,000, that's not exactly a resounding landslide of influx kind of thing.
No.
And don't get me wrong, I was very grateful for those people who dropped by, but that, to me, that was telegraphing, no, I can't try and shift some of my YouTube audience to Twitch. I suppose I could do it again.
Yeah.
Do it for a couple of videos.
It feels like a thing you should be randomly doing at the beginning of your videos anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll stick it in at the start of the next video.
Especially as you've got the time where you're unscrewing the thing.
Yes, you're right.
Using that sponsor spot to self-promote.
Yes.
Doesn't seem like a terrible idea to me.
Yes. And also that actually also gets me into practice of doing sponsor reads, even if it's just me shilling my other content.
Yeah. Shilling this and Twitch and
I can't believe I didn't think
Discord.
of that. Yeah. Good idea. I knew I kept you around for something.
Is it because I keep buying stuff?
Maybe. I don't know. When I was stacking up these motherboards earlier on, you know, half of them are mine, kind of thing. However, I did start putting things up, you know, the Crosshair and then 3090, and I'm just because I kept sort of finding things and going, oh yeah, we've got this as well. Whatever happened to that? You know, whatever happened to this 3090 that's just sitting here that Caradog's gotten bored of because he's got an Arc now? You know. Have I got the Twitch on my ending screen?
I don't recall.
Yeah. Although I've got my personal Twitter there, and obviously if you go to my Twitter is basically a wall of I'm going live on Twitch. So yeah. I try to put stuff on Twitter, but I just don't have anything to say on Twitter. Making content is hard. Anyway, I will do more self-promotion stuff.
Twitter feels like one of those things where you need someone to interact with you. To a degree. It's one of those things where to have content, you need to have interaction.
Yes.
To have content, to have interaction, to have content, to have interaction.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where all the Twitter networking stuff comes from. And like, you know, obviously like the VTuber crowd will just constantly do engagement tweets where they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm going to leave Twitter for 1 hour and you get to say whatever you think about me, yada, 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 you know. That's not my cup of tea. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I should probably come up with like some icebreaker questions or just, I don't know. I need to actually just think about opinions and voice them, but like opinions that are actually interesting, like, oh, such and such has come out. This is what I think of that. You know?
Yeah. Also, I think the other thing as well is you could do a series of tweets on there, kind of being, "Who am I?" Which I think is could be a reasonably useful thing.
Yeah, at the very least, I need to do a pinned tweet that actually says what I do, because at the moment my pinned tweet is just, by the way, I also do YouTube at a small channel called Adamant IT.
Yeah.
So you know, I should probably update that and just be like, okay, this is actually my online personality.
Yeah.
These are the outputs that I do.
This is my online personality.
Yeah, well,
the ones I admit to anyway. Everything else is merely hearsay and rumor.
I'm not saying I'm an influencer because I fucking hate that word. However,
I
have some presence on the internet. Now I do YouTube Shorts also. Well, I've done a couple of shorts, although actually on that note, Firephone, you said earlier on, is YouTube changing the order of videos and stuff doing anything for me? And the answer to that is it's too early to tell. However, given that YouTube are... What's up? You've just suddenly gone, oh no.
I can't remember where I was. So I think I might have accidentally missed a test out.
Okay. I don't think that is catastrophic because... Oh. Okay. I don't think that's catastrophic just simply because so far our tests are run-to-run variants, basically. The only thing that is relevant is that the temperature...
Let's try that again.
Oh, right, yeah. The only thing that's actually relevant is the fact that the temperature is not now banging off of thermal throttle. Well, it hasn't gone up to thermal throttle and it hasn't dropped down to 80 degrees overclocked either.
Yeah.
So therefore, the temperature is kind of irrelevant because we're within 1 or 2 degrees of our start point, which is basically irrelevant.
Yeah.
So that itself is a result, but it's not a result that's actually worth recording.
Kind of, yeah.
You know, so yes. Anyway, do we need a second EPS power cable? I don't think so. You're not pulling big numbers on this, are you?
A single EPS cable does
300.
384 watt.
Yeah, I was going to say
something in that order.
Yeah.
And the 5950X taps out 144 PPT, isn't it? No, 144 TDP 200.
Yeah. Weren't you pulling big numbers when you were on the freezer?
On the freezer, I did something like 550 watts.
Yeah.
600 watts.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this cooling
on
can't
this
do
motherboard.
That, yeah. Was it this? Oh no, well, it got swapped out, didn't it? Yeah. On this model of motherboard. I saw the pictures of how your Aorus Master looked after being on the freezer as a daily driver, and I seem to remember that board got. I'm not saying you RMA'd it. I'm just saying you showed up with a brand new one at some point after that, and said, "I don't know what happened. It just stopped working." You know. I'm sure Gigabyte can afford it now and then. And I've probably just blown any chance of getting a Gigabyte sponsorship ever.
I don't know.
But yeah. Anyway, YouTube changing the order of stuff. I think it's very good that YouTube are splitting up long-form content and short-form content because it means now I don't have to do YouTube Shorts anymore. Because I don't actually care about YouTube Shorts. I did one or two because the idea was and I still might do some in the future because YouTube Shorts, I wanted to do it as a vehicle of, I know this week's video is going to be late, so I'll knock out a YouTube Short because I can literally do that in 10 minutes on the bench, and that just means that there has been some account activity for another couple of days until the video is ready. So I might still continue to do that. It won't be a regular thing. It will just simply be me throwing something out there to keep the channel active. But on the flip side, I don't think that will actually matter anymore if YouTube has split shorts and long-form content, because long-form content doesn't rely on that regular release cycle as much. Long-form content, the only thing long-form content needs is for people to actually watch it. And that's not a problem I have. When I release a video, people watch it.
Yeah.
And if anything, my long-form videos generally perform fairly consistently. They either do well or they do average. They never do badly, which is very interesting to me because sometimes I'll knock out a 20-minute video that just does really badly. And I'm like, oh, I thought this one would be more accessible because it was shorter. But yeah, I mean, it's like the torrent video. The torrent video, I didn't think that was going to do very well because it was an hour long, which I think is too long. But you know, it didn't take the #1 spot, but I think it's top 5. I think on the stats.
I noticed that it got a couple of minutes shorter between edits.
Yeah, the second edit, because there were 2 edits of this week's video because I wanted to I published unlisted the initial cut, but when I was rewatching it for QA, where you just rewatch the video to check for mistakes, the music that I did on the montage when it was finished, when I did the hero shots, it didn't sound right in the final cut. It was a song that I think is really cool because it's a dark techno track, and it was a sort of a cool futuristic track. But when I actually added that in, and when I watched the video as a whole, I was like, oh, that doesn't work. That's got to change. That just doesn't work. It sounded cool in editing, didn't sound cool on the final. But there were also a couple of stumbles and a couple of bits where I realized I was waffling. So yeah, the final cut actually, the fact that I actually managed to axe a couple of minutes out of it is quite impressive because editing videos down is difficult. It's hard to take more than seconds out of a video without axing entire scenes. You know, so yeah, it did actually take a few minutes off, but yeah. YouTube Shorts are a pain for the tech community, more suited to the entertainment segment. I entirely agree. Yeah, I like YouTube Shorts as a vehicle for doing sneak previews and stuff like that, but I definitely didn't like the concept of having to compete with YouTube Shorts as in the algorithm. And I think that is a problem that this is solving. Now they've split it up, I will probably still knock out a YouTube Short now and then, just as I say, as a filler vehicle. But on the flip side, I might not even do it as a YouTube short. I might just do like a 2-minute video. I might just do like a 2-minute video because YouTube shorts are actually really difficult to make. I say leaning off of the camera because you've got 60 seconds and...
Oh, are they limited to 60 seconds?
60 seconds.
Oh, I see. I thought they
like,
were up to 3 minutes.
Whenever I Google search it, it's 60 seconds, but I'm not actually sure. I think I might be wrong.
I thought they'd gone up to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because TikTok's gone up to 10 minutes now for a video.
Interesting. Yeah, I think they're getting slightly longer because people are realizing that 10 minutes is way too long. Yeah, absolutely too long. Personally, I think 2 minutes is a good one. 1 minute is too short. It's really, you have to be ruthless in the edit to get into 60 seconds. But 2 minutes, you can do quite a lot with 2 minutes if you get on with it.
I guarantee that the vast majority of the videos would be actually 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when I've made YouTube shorts, I've had to like, I've been in Vegas with like a 1 minute 5 second clip, and I've been taking half-second gaps out of it to compress it down to 59.9 seconds kind of thing. It's nightmarish. I hate it. How about 6 seconds? Yeah.
But the idea of YouTube Shorts, if they are 60 seconds to 120 seconds sort of thing, they do sound like things that would be good for just doing stuff where you're like, oh, I want to do a video on this, but it is literally 2 minutes of video. That's it.
Yeah.
I think they are good for that as a different vehicle for that.
Yeah.
But also a case of, as proven by the channel like Minute Physics and similar, doing a 1 minute and 5 second long video in a long form video upload isn't a problem either.
Yeah, interesting. That's probably what I'll do, because now they've split shorts and long form content, and by long form content I mean a traditional YouTube video.
Yeah.
I'm not obligated to fit into the shorts format anymore. So if it doesn't get converted to a short, that's just a non-issue for me. Because if my only objective is to knock out a video that took me half an hour to make from conception to upload, then it doesn't matter to me if it's a short or not. So yeah. A quick note: JD compliments your 4400 1919 memory.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's stupidly good RAM.
Yeah. I want to. I mentioned this before we went live, but I want to do a video about this where we do more testing, especially compared to like with a 5800K and X in there as well, where we just see how memory performance like this affects some day-to-day tasks, so we can see whether this is, because like it's definitely fast in compute. We can see that from Limpack. However, how much of a difference does it make in game performance? You know, how much of a difference would it make in handbrake, if at all?
Yeah.
You know,
it will
going to vary
very, very heavily on the game.
Yeah, but if we can, if we can find a game that benefits from it and a game that doesn't benefit from it, so we can be like, look, there are some games that love it, some games don't care. That would be an interesting video.
The easy way of doing that is to look at reviews of the 5800X 3D versus the 5800X.
Oh yeah.
Games where the 3D does markedly better will benefit from better RAM because their memory subsystem dependent. So it's a case of it's a really easy comparison to do because like Hardware Unboxed have already done the legwork.
Ah, I see. Very good. Yeah. So well, that also then means that it'll be a very easy video to make. We should look into this. So, we should collaborate. So yeah. Then also,
but yes, just to finish up on that, it's very much not out of the box Ryzen RAM though.
Yes.
Because good luck running 44,000 on anything.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I mean,
I've managed something like 4266 in 1-to-1-to-1. So an Infinity Fabric clock of 2100 and something.
Yeah.
133, something like that. But there is error correction on the Infinity Fabric.
Ah, so you're losing a bit there.
And it was working full chat, just trying to stop the system from blue screening everywhere. Yeah. But it was functioning, if that makes sense. But it was just the fact that I was just like, huh.
It's like an overclock where it's just like, it posted.
Yeah.
It's just like,
yeah, absolutely.
But it's not actually
And the thing
usable.
that was really interesting was, you know what a dead hard drive feels like.
Yeah.
For a Windows boot dead hard drive.
Yeah.
It felt very similar.
Oh, interesting.
That feel, because it was that stuttering and that delay.
Yeah.
Would have been very similar.
So it was a technical marvel that it was capable of running in that state.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was like right on the edge of where the error correction could just about keep the system functioning.
Interesting. Yeah.
It was just bizarre. But yeah.
However, even if we didn't get anywhere near this kind of speed, you know, like for me, you know, on most systems, I'm looking for 3200, 3400, maybe 3600 memory speed with whatever timings the XMP kit says. So just having a video showing, you know, giving some tips on what memory to look out for if you want some decent memory, and how you could make sure that your memory is giving everything that it can, I think might be good. Because, like, for example, you know, like, I've got just basic bitch Corsair Vengeance RGB at home. It's a 3200 kit. Yeah. It's not going to be very good, but it would be cool.
Well, it depends on which version it is. Because there will be something like 9, 10, 15 different versions of that kit.
Yeah.
And there is a B-die bin of that kit.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
I probably don't have the B-die bin.
No, but it's just a case of there are like that. Or there are guaranteed CJR versions, or guaranteed you know, AJR or something like that.
Yeah.
Kits.
So what would be interesting is just for us to just bang my computer on the bench and for me to be like, cool, optimize my memory for me and tell me how you did it, kind of thing. Because I don't know how to do it. Yeah. I know the theory. I know that we've got to dial in timings and stuff like that, but I don't know where to start because I'm too lazy to go and watch a YouTube video. So I'll make a different YouTube video that I think other people should watch. So
yeah, but that's kind of the thing for an awful lot of this, is collating that information and demonstrating it.
Yeah, because the demonstration is what I'm interested in, because it's easy to find people talking about it. Like, you just watch a Buildzoid video and he'll talk about high-speed stuff and the theory of high-speed stuff. But what I'm interested in is demonstrating it and showing it in action, so you can say, this is why you should care about this. You know, like, for example, if you optimize the memory on my home PC and my superposition benchmark score went up by 1,000 points or something like that, I'd be like, wow, that's cool. You just got me more speed for free just by fiddling with the numbers.
Yeah.
That's why I should care about memory speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And like, there's no guarantee that everyone's kit will give more, but here's how you can check to see if your kit will give more, you know. So yeah, that's my idea. Just to segue as well, because it's actually on topic, Firephone says, are Caradog's liquid freezers any good comparing to Corsair, MSI, and NZXT, and so on? The liquid freezer is more or less the best AIO on the market, isn't it?
Yes.
In terms of raw performance. So yes, the Liquid Freezer 2 is more or less the highest performing AIO you can buy. It's very good bang for buck. And the reason why it's so high performance is because it's got a fat radiator. And big radiators matter with AIOs. This is why a 280mm AIO is such a big step up from a 240. The extra surface area on a 280 radiator makes a big difference. And these are 420mm radiators, so that's triple 140mm fans. So these things are monster coolers.
Yeah. It's also a case of the cold plate design is good, the microfin design is good, the pump is fast to actually get the liquid moving, things like that. So it's all of that stuff in there that combines and makes it very good. I understand that the Leanne Lee Galahad liquid cooler is also apparently very good.
Yeah.
And
the thing about the liquid freezer though is also it's hella cheap.
Yeah, I bought this for £99.
Yeah, like that's this is one of the most monstrous AIOs. This is one of the most monstrous closed system coolers. So like this is like not a custom kit. This is just an out of the box bolt-on cooling system, and it's less than 3 figures.
Yeah,
and it's one of the best that you can buy. It's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And based on the very limited comparison and testing that I've done, this massively outperforms that EK custom loop that we built on my other computer.
Interesting.
Massively outperforms.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably optimization to be done there.
Yeah.
But of course, that's the thing is this is effectively pre-optimized, you know. So yeah. My only beef with the liquid freezer is I don't think it's very pretty, which is why I don't run these myself. However, if what you care about is performance and bang for buck, this is the last word in performance and bang for buck.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the fact of, you know, and that I've seen, I can't remember if it was the 240 or the 280. I've seen them going for like £79, £80.
Yeah. And like, you know,
it's like £79, that buys me a Noctua D15, a Dark Rock for
that's
Pro,
high-end air cooler prices.
Or a 240mm liquid freezer too.
Yeah.
What?
No contest.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. They've got an RGB version now. Yeah, I need to look at the RGB versions.
There are 2 RGB versions, as far as I'm aware. This
came up last week, I think. I need to look at the RGB versions again because the only RGB version I've seen, it had no interface to it. There was no RGB header to it. So basically, it had RGB fans on it that just did rainbow vomit. That's it. That's all you get. There's no plug. There's no socket. You can't address it in any way in analog or digital format. Couldn't do anything. And so for me, I was like, oh, that's bad. That's terrible. It's just I'd rather have no RGB than RGB that cannot be customized in any way. However, perhaps the other RGB version is better, and I believe it was. But I've not seen it though.
As far as I understand, there is a version that comes with a controller.
Yeah, there's one with preset colors and one that can be controlled. Yeah. So I need to have a look at one of the ones that comes with a controller, so I can check that out. So yeah. And Rich1880 MA, thank you very much for the $2 for the tip jar. Thank you very much, Rich. Cheers. Much appreciated. Mike's Unboxing says Arctic, so yeah, I think I've seen the RGB version, not the ARGB version. So yeah, I'll have to buy, the next time I buy an AIO, I'll get the ARGB version of the liquid freezer to have a look at. I don't know when that's going to be at the moment because I'm still using up just other ones that I've got kicking around, but yeah. Well, Anya, that's the idea with an ARGB version is you could buy that and just set it to white. That's the thing about RGB. It doesn't have to be rainbow vomit. You can set it to whatever color you like. What's the deal? How we doing? Oh, that's a 100 peak. Yeah. What are we looking at now? What have we done now?
I'm now at 4.5 gigahertz all core with a 1.455 set, which is actually giving an underload get of about 1.29, 1.3.
Yeah, that's pretty high. What's the wattage load on that? 133?
Yeah.
Oh, I expected that to be higher.
Yeah, the voltage is high.
Yeah. Yeah, still, even then, at that voltage, I expected you to be closer to 200. Although that much being said, I don't think the Ryzen 5000 can do that. Like the 3950X, I've had 240 watts out of that just by plumbing in a dirty overclock.
Yeah.
Like I think I dialed in like just 1.45 volts, and like 4.6 flat or something like that, and it was just like 240 watts.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. On full load, it's 277.
Oh, there we go. Oh, was it offload at 133?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Very well.
Yeah, I think I'll need to reset. I'll need to change the PBO thermal limits because I think it's thermal throttling.
Yeah. I was going to say, if we're bouncing off of 100, we're going to be losing something.
Yeah.
Although if you're dialed in at a flat clock speed, it can't throttle down, can it?
It can do.
Yeah.
Because obviously the CPU can do what it wants.
True.
Effectively.
Yeah.
It can report whatever it wants to report.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It can do a clock cycle, but do no work in that clock cycle.
I get it.
Effectively.
Yeah.
You can probably run this CPU at 10, 12, 13 gigahertz running null operations.
Yeah.
So just zero operation, do nothing operation. And that's doing an operation, but it's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Which is why it's a case of, obviously, to a degree, when the clock speeds are there, they need to be defined as to what operation they're doing at that clock speed.
Yeah. I can lift buckets of water really quickly when there's no water in the bucket.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yes. Right, let's see. I'm going to whiz through the chats. Mike's Unboxing says, I disagree. ARGB must be rainbow puke. It's the law. I see. I see you're trying to get some outrage exposure. So you have chosen violence.
I will be entirely honest and say I think the colour scheme they chose for the Arc was very much on point.
Yes. Especially, well, I also agree just because that's the colour scheme I use in my torrent. Like when I put that in the torrent, it looked really good, didn't it? It suited it really well. Let's see. So yes, this is a 5950X we have in this. I did mention a 5800X earlier on, just because I want to, when we're doing testing with this memory, I want to drop one of my 5800Xs in here and do comparisons with how well it performs in like the Lianli that has basic memory and a basic motherboard in it. So we can get a comparison of a 5800X, which I think like a 5950X is a flagship CPU. Not everyone has these. The 5800X is a cheap CPU. People have those lying around, you know. I say lying around. It's an affordable CPU.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a £700 CPU. You know, they're two completely different categories. Yes. So I want to see how a more blue collar CPU does in a crazy motherboard and RAM setup. So yeah, TBH, you would call the 5800X 3D the flagship. It depends what you're doing.
Yeah. There are times where my 5800X 3D feels slow compared to having a 5950X in my PC. But then there are other times where the 5800X obviously feels much faster.
Yeah.
So it depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's cores versus cache basically. If you're doing something that needs more cores, the 5950X is going to be quicker. If you've got something that likes cache and memory speed, then the 5800X 3D is going to do it. So, yeah, that's going to vary. What was the LF2 issue with the plate that required replacement? Well, some of the liquid freezer 2s have. What was the original cause of it? Is it just contamination or something?
Yeah, some issue. Can't remember exactly what it was caused by. It was either contamination or like the actual gasket material.
Was deteriorating
and clogging the thing up.
Yeah.
Or just leading to not particularly great performance.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some kind of contamination or deterioration of the materials in the pump head that was causing it to clog up the fins and thus have suboptimal performance. And so we have replaced the gasket with a different one, which is a different material. This one is sort of the new one is a white semi-transparent one. The original one is black, so make of that what you will. Don't know if there's a different, like maybe that one is more silicon and this one is more rubber or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5900X was going on for $350 on Amazon a couple of weeks ago. Damn, that's not bad. Are the Pop-Tarts a product placement? The Pop-Tarts are not a product placement. Therefore, at some point, probably very soon, when I've had enough of this that I think, I've got the munchies now, and I want to eat a Pop-Tart. So, yes.
So, I'm going to... Do you have capture? Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Can you swap to capture and bench cam?
Capture and bench cam.
Just because I want to demonstrate a fault.
Okay, sure.
And I will...
what do you want big? Capture or...
Either, it doesn't particularly matter.
Okay. I tell you what, let's go split screen. And everyone can be like, ew! Duplicate. Split screen. All right, we're going to do that.
Where is the status LEDs? Oh, they're down here. Hold on. I need to go.
Oh, no. Oh, no, it isn't preserving aspect ratio.
Oh, yeah, you can... Oh, I forgot. I've got the postcode readout there. Cool.
Is that what you want, the postcode readout?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Just because I want to show that the motherboard thinks it's... Or at least possibly show that it thinks it's on a booted state.
Right. Hold up a sec. I'm going to do terrible things. What do we need? We need video capture. We need the XR1. Yeah, so we'll do that, and we'll move that down to there. And then we'll crop this. Is it Control? Nope. Is it Shift? Nope. Is it Alt? It's Alt. Behold! The postcode readouts. There we go, that'll do. Right, that's what you're getting. You're getting a very flickery postcode readout. What are we looking at? It says 3F at the moment. Or what's it supposed to be saying? Is it upside down?
It's actually saying AE.
AE?
Yes.
Okay, right. Let me rotate that.
2 of the segments are broken.
I see. Okay, that says AE at the moment.
Hold on. If I do...
Look, I cropped this very carefully. Oh, God. Why did I think this was a good idea?
Stop.
I fucked it.
Stop.
I fucked it. Everything's broken forever. Okay.
There you go. Right.
Right. Okay.
Should now see that in a second this will start doing maths and doing stuff.
Okay.
You can hear that that's
it's doing work.
Spooled up, so it's now doing work. If this errors in the same way, it'll be a good demo. Hopefully. And basically what should happen is that this cuts out, but the motherboard effectively stays on.
Oh, EA. So when you said AE, you meant EA or 3A.
What?
What's it supposed to say?
AE.
AE.
Yeah.
How on earth with 2 segments out, how on earth would that be an A?
That's what it, because, 2 of the segments are broken, and I'm pretty sure the display just displays wrong, but it should be AE.
What does AE mean?
It is the
code for running.
Running on, all good.
Very well. Because everyone disagrees, basically.
Yeah.
What kind of A is that? Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh, interesting. This doesn't appear to be failing now.
Okay.
How odd. But basically, it cut out, went all black, and the board stayed on.
Yeah.
And what that is that's effectively an over-frequency to voltage failure on AMD.
I see.
So if you get a black screen,
it's
specifically, obviously, when you're pushing clocks on voltage, but if you get a black screen, the computer is on, the fans are still running at the same speed, board indicating it's still posted, it's probably that you're at too high a frequency for the voltage, or obviously your temperature is too high for that voltage frequency, because more temperature requires more voltage for the same frequency.
Yes. Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right, yeah. would have been cool, weren't able to reproduce
it. It was just a case of because it happened and it did it, and I was just like, can I demo this? But apparently it's working fine now.
Yeah, very well.
However, I'm now sub 34 seconds.
Cool. All right then. Groovy. All right, so.
Which is kind of off topic, but it's just a case of like, okay, this can get pushed significantly.
Okay then. Groovy. Right.
I'm going to turn that off. And
yeah, I was going to say. So, okay, so we've serviced this one, and it is basically as it was, but now has a nicer cool plate on it. So now we'll do the other one then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Groovy. All right then. Oh, we need to bloody make this thing height as well, because it's wobbly as hell and it's annoying. Hang on a minute. That's undo. The fact that this bench wobbles vexes me greatly. There we go. Sorry, you can continue. You have my permission to continue.
There you go.
Good. Right, you're doing a fine job, so I'll just, you know.
And here's one I hid earlier.
By the magic of buying 2 of them, here's one I took apart earlier. Shout out to Technology Connections. If you don't watch Technology Connections, you should watch Technology Connections.
There you go.
In these lockable wheels that cost $700. We could replace the 7 segment, maybe. We'd have to probe the pin out of it first and check if the board is actually sending the correct signals, so we know whether it's actually the display or a fault with the driver.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't complain too much.
Yes.
Given the circumstance.
Understandable, yeah.
I was like, the motherboard functions. This is an upgrade.
Sorry. I saw Lizard's £5 super chat at the top of the chat, and I was like, did I miss one? Like, no, it's still there, and it's just there forever now.
Until someone sends another one.
Yeah, or just they should decay, but the fact that it keeps staying there, I've just refreshed it and it's disappeared, but the fact that it was staying there made me, I kept looking at the chat thinking, oh, I've missed a super chat. No, it's the one that I've already called out, but anyway. Good.
Oh, please may you unbox the other one.
Yes. Right, we're going to need some screws.
My gasket is...
Gasket. Oh.
There you go. Oh, look how much less this one appears to have.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I assume you want to top that up.
I will do. I will do the...
Oh, wait, stop. We said we'd show people what we were doing. All right, there we go. You may now spooge.
Oh!
The hell was that?
I don't know. However, I require the other bottle.
Wow, that one looks really low. These are about the same age, these things, aren't they?
Yeah, they were bought and delivered on the same day.
Huh. Don't know if that means anything. Well, like, I don't know what it means that this one seems to be extremely low compared to the other one. Crotch count and some squirting. Oh no.
There we go.
That needed a lot. That was really low, apparently.
Yeah, 1.5 bottles.
Yeah. Because the other one, the other one was just a, like, sort of, it's basically full, but we'll brim it just because we can kind of thing. Huh. Very well. Right, so then that goes on that way round. Okay, I'll gasket on first, I guess. Gasket. absolutely ghastly job. I'm going to
Ragu sauce.
My ragu sauce that my ghastly Pokemon helped me develop. I don't know where I'm going with this joke anymore. Something about Lloyd Grossman.
Let's go through the keyhole. Who lives in a house like this?
Every time we make every time anyone makes a Lloyd Grossman joke, there's going to be like 2 people in the audience who get it. And everyone else is going to be like, the hell are they talking about? Although, can we just appreciate the fact that the Ragu Lloyd Grossman advert, where they had all of the other people doing Lloyd Grossman impressions, was pure genius. I appreciate that. Better wash your hands after. It's fine.
I mean, yes.
So just add and not replace. Yeah, we're not replacing all of the coolant will be fine, basically. It just apparently seems to be a bit low in this one for whatever reason. So yes. What's up, C-Rex? How you doing? Turn on the pump to get the air out.
Oh no! Escapee!
If we turned on the pump, it will probably go everywhere. So no.
The hell was that?
It was the packet that it came in.
What are those?
Did his sauce not outlive him? I don't know. Is Lloyd Grossman still alive? I mean, 2016 was brutal. So, what am I drinking, bro? What's up? Graphene oxide on the masks, tests, vaccines.
Hey, do you want to be a big shot?
Do you want to be a big shot? I'm drinking Aspel today. Premier CRU cider. An elegant dry cider, spelt with a Y, with a light floral aroma. It's 6.8%. That almost doesn't look like it's flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on a sec. Before you undo that again, let's just get a shot of that just so people can see. Because I would actually back all those screws out and do that again.
Yeah.
That doesn't look right to me. So, hang on a sec, pass it here. So, we can't, yeah, I think that's leaky. Yeah, no, I can't twist it.
There's also just a lot in
here. Yeah, there's a gap. It has not sealed. It is not sealed. I had an I've got coolant on my hands. I had an overwhelming urge just to go, I was like, no, I'm not a cock. So he's 72 years old. Wow. And he's got a CBE. You're drinking Carling Ice. Fair enough.
Bum 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 ba dum bum.
I don't get that joke.
Bum bum.
If that's from a Carling advert, I don't recognise it. I'm sorry.
Ice, ice, baby.
Okay.
Bum 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 ba dum bum. Bum.
Okay, it was a terrible impersonation of that song. Fair enough.
Pushing down on me.
I can't wait to hear your ABBA impersonation. Carling Ice, it's a real beer, 5.5. Fair enough. That looks more promising. Is that flat now? Oh yeah, that's way flatter. I'm going to grab, hold there a sec, I'll just grab another bit of kitchen towel. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, I vote that we just dry around the edge, then give it another shake and check for leaks, just because that one didn't go on as confidently as the first one. There's definitely glycol in that coolant.
Yeah.
Because it's made my hands go all sticky and horrid. He got his OBE for services to patient care and then promoted to CBE for services to heritage. Fair enough.
Does it count as services to heritage when you are the heritage? when you're just, you know.
I thought you were going to say, does it count for services to heritage when it's an Italian sauce? And I was going to be like, he's done more than sauce, you insensitive clod.
No, I was just making an old joke.
Yeah. You don't get an OBE for making sauce.
No, but you do for banning turkey Twizzlers.
Well, yeah. We know what they say about Jamie Oliver. He is a bit shit, so... I feel like Jamie Oliver, I feel like his heart was in the right place, but like...
I'd hope so, otherwise that'd be a severe medical condition.
I think his heart was in the right place, but he got carried away, or maybe he got too evangelical and lost sight of what the objective actually was in some areas. Don't know. Maybe I've just watched too many anti-Jamie Oliver videos. And by too many, I mean like one. I need sauce for this. He's chairman of the Royal Parks. Oh, rad. What say you?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Learn from Jamie. He thinks he's an influencer. I mean, technically he is.
He has had an influence.
Yeah. He's had a big influence, and he has an audience. If people have got an audience and people listen to them, then they're an influencer. But that's also the reason why I don't like the term influencer. Because, you know, influencer doesn't really say whether they're doing anything worthwhile or not. Not to imply that Jamie Oliver isn't doing things that are worthwhile. Like I say, when I said his heart was in the right place, I mean that because he wanted kids to have decent school dinners. And at face value, I think that's a noble endeavour. I think the problem is he got a bit carried away with that to the point of overkill, perhaps.
Possibly. I feel like the starting point would have been kids having dinners.
True, but that's a Jacob Rees-Mogg problem. And then we get into JRM memes. But yeah. And if anyone wants to know my opinion of JRM, he's literally Mr. Burns. So. Anyway.
I have been deglycoled.
Good.
Whoop.
At his kids' private school, I'm sure they've got nice dinners. Hopefully. Carrying the bathroom with a hot mic. It was in the kitchen and he was washing his hands.
I have deglycoled. I have not dethermal pasted, but I have deglycoled.
Very well. I think I will deglycol because I want to eat one of those Pop-Tarts.
Very well.
And I don't know if... I don't think this stuff will be poisonous, but I don't think you should drink it either. So
No. No. You save that for the premium brand stuff. You save that for the Corsair XL5.
Tastes of blue.
Oh. It's a weird feeling of ugh. It is displeasurable. Come here.
God.
Where'd the other one go? The other cold plate?
It's on the bench over here under the microscope.
Oh, okay. It's fine.
Which I shall switch off since we're not looking at weird things under the microscope anymore.
This is no longer let's look at small weird things.
I'm not going to lie, the first day I had the microscope set up, I did spend about 3 hours just picking things up around the shop and looking at them under the microscope and going, ooh. So... Yeah. Sign ho, please. As long as you're not on the EK coolant, you'll be fine. Very good.
This is what I think of you. Huh.
I need you to not be on this desk anymore. Right. Would you like a Pop-Tart?
Sure. I will take your...
There is the Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart.
How?
It's okay, I have the perfect way of warming this Pop-Tart. Removes cooler.
Part of me feels like I should do that at some point. Like when I first started the YouTube channel, I did want to have like 3 segments. I wanted like repair videos, builds and reviews, and me doing dumb stuff. And by dumb stuff, I mean like a classic, what happens if you do stab a LiPo battery kind of videos. And like part of me still wants to actually resurrect the idea of doing the dumb stuff and like get an FX6 and try and cook something on it.
Oh dear. That is my comment. Oh dear.
Stab a LiPo and cook a Pop-Tart with it.
I have absolutely no belief that this will run 3800 megahertz RAM. Therefore, I will...
Oh, you're going to test that while you're swapping stuff about?
Yeah. I will save a profile.
I have absolutely no belief that this will actually post. So
3800. Fast. What did that do? That did not clear CMOS. Interesting. Load optimized defaults. Yes. Oh, save configuration. Yes. Ba-da-dum.
I've gone quiet for a moment because I'm just like, Pop-Tart. This is the intermission. I say at 2 hours 30.
That would be a perfect time to insert ads.
You know what? Let's do it. Everyone on mobile, fuck you. Everyone with an ad blocker, welcome back. I feel bad about inserting adverts. It feels like a money grab.
I thought that's what this was.
This is the worst money grab ever. Where if we were actually paid for our time, we would be net negative a lot.
Two Guys Talk Tech for YouTube Statistics, the web show.
Yeah, well, that was the original reason for starting the podcast was because the algorithm favored live content. And you're like, hey, we should do live content.
You know what we should also do? We should say to everyone, hey, you there watching, you should like this video. You should share it with your friends. You should join us on our other platforms.
It'll be a cold day in hell. It'll be a cold day in hell if you ever see me with one of those little overlays of the little mouse cursor clicking on a subscribe button and then ringing the bell, like all the other YouTube channels do. I might do the whole sort of, by the way, I've got a Patreon if you want to support my content, but it'll be a cold day in hell when you've got me doing the like, share, and subscribe thing.
But what I will tell you is that this stream is sponsored. This stream is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shady Legions.
Raid the Shady Legions? No,
Raid Shallow Legends.
They're my favourite regions. Wait, Shadow Legends. Is that just feet?
Extremities. These are chocolate Pop-Tarts. And by chocolate Pop-Tarts, I mean just chocolate, because this is the UK. I believe they're the equivalent of chocolate fudge in the US, because the chocolate fudge flavour in the US has exactly the same picture on the front of it. So, yeah. Where's NordVPN?
Norton Crypto.
Oh, no. Oh.
When I'm browsing online, I make sure I'm safe by using the Norton Antivirus 360 Life Protect VPN. Also, please don't.
Huh. All right. Tesco sell ice cream sundae Pop-Tarts. I'll keep an eye out for them.
But it's Saturday.
Ken Colwell asks, should I go from a Pixel 3 to a Pixel 4? I don't know the early Pixels very well.
What's the cost of the change? If it's like 50 quid, then sure, I guess. Or like maybe if it was like £90. But much beyond that, I'd be saying not really.
I'm surprised to even do it for, I think 50 would be my limit, just because you're going from one outdated phone to another outdated phone. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Pixel 4 will still work great, but considering we're on the Pixel 7 now, you know, if you're spending any kind of real money, you kind of want to go to something that is actually modern, quote unquote.
Yeah, but it's just the fact of like the Pixel 4a is what, 150, 160 quid second hand. So it's a case of the 4a is still that sort of price. So
looking around $200. No, not at that price.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be looking at the refurb like Pixel 6s.
Yeah.
So I've seen them floating around for silly prices occasionally on like Amazon Warehouse and eBay and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up my Pixel 6. Can you remember how much I paid for mine? Was it like $380 or was it $400?
I don't recall, to be honest.
Yeah, it was somewhere around that mark, but that's probably gone down more since then, especially now that the Pixel 7 is out. So, you know, if Pixel 6s are down, you know, they're probably attainable at about the $300 mark, maybe a bit more. So at $200, I'd expect at least a Pixel 5. But I don't know. Let's look at YouTube. Let's look at eBay.
The Pixel 5 will probably be weirdly expensive.
Was it a quote-unquote good one then or something?
No. I don't think it sold very well. So I'd expect it to still be expensive because there'd be very limited supply.
Yeah. Pixel 6 Pro... Oh, Pixel 6 Vanilla.
Yeah, 300 to 315.
Yeah. Unlocked, 128, colour, black, £300. Yeah, like, in the UK, you can get a Pixel...
Oh! Why did you just power on?
Whoops. Unplug. Turn off the power supply when reseating your CPU. Something hot plugging CPUs.
But why did it power on?
Because you shouldn't change the CPU while in standby. Or, well, S5. Anyway, yeah. A used Pixel 6 in the UK is £300, which is like, I don't know, $320 or something like that. So, well, I guess a used Pixel 4 at $200 sounds about right then, doesn't it?
But, well, the Pixel 4's dropping update support this November.
Yeah.
Or has dropped update support this November?
Pixel 4...
Or is it next year?
Pixel 4 on eBay UK is £160. So $180 approximately.
Would I go for the 4A over the 4, though?
4A...
It's a good question. Would I go for the 4A over the 4?
I mean, 4A, they've got 4As. Hang on a sec. Model 4A. Memory 128, just black 180. So yeah, for another 20 quid, you get a 4A instead of a 4.
But the 4A was the budget one, but it's just kind of a common.
It's slightly newer, but it's a budget one, isn't it? Is my understanding.
But it's just kind of a case of,
yeah,
I don't know, because I really like the Pixel 4A that I got for my dad. I think it's a really nice phone.
Yeah, $200 sounds a bit steep for a 4 though.
Yeah, I'm considering picking up another 4A to upgrade my mum.
Yeah,
because she's got my old 3XL.
Oh right, yeah.
Which is absolutely fine and great for her, but she dropped it and smashed the screen.
Good job.
It still works, but
yeah.
It's like great, and it's just lost security updates, and I'm like, the 4A will still have another 2 years of security updates.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it's like 170 quid, 160 quid, and I'm just like, that's not a terrible idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're a phone user, you're a person who uses your phone in any kind of regularity, you know, perhaps even a power user. I'm kind of inclined to say get something a bit newer than a Pixel 4. But on the flip side, I don't know. $200 sounds a bit steep. If you were getting like 180, then that seems to be the going rate. But yeah. It depends if you're going to sell your Pixel 3 as well. Like, if you could actually sell your Pixel 3. Pixel 3 goes for, you know, $100. If you actually sold your Pixel 3 for $100, then, you know, you get half your money back. That would certainly work out. I don't know. It depends how much you want to spend, really. This conversation has the problem of it's very easy to spend someone else's money. You know, like me personally, I'd get something newer, and I say that because I got a Pixel 6, but it's really easy for me to tell you to spend more money. If you spend more money, of course you'll get a better one, you know. So. Pixel 6a, brand new for $270. Really? Wow.
Oh yeah. That's a pretty good deal.
$270 for a 6a. That's really good. Because the 6a is the budget version of the 6, but it's still a great phone. And at £270, you've got a modern Pixel. Yeah, that's a good shout. I would check on a Pixel 6a for the kind of money that you're spending. Is this the 3600 that probably doesn't work? Yeah. In a surprise to no one, it doesn't work. But, however, this is a Ryzen 3600 that was lying around that I was fairly certain didn't work. But before I actually put it in the bin, I wanted to actually like put it in another board and be like, yes, this definitely doesn't work. I tell you what I'm going to do with it though. I'm going to practice pin replacement on it. Because I had an email from someone the other day who said, could you replace a pin on a 5950X that has a broken pin? And I said, I'd be willing to take a shot at it. I'd need to do some practice first, but I have some CPUs that I can practice on. I said, thinking of my AMD FX CPUs I've got lying around. But a dead 3600 would be a perfect practice CPU.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what else I was going to do as well, is I was going to jump on Amazon and see if I could buy one of those Amazon US and buy one of those Miniware hot plates. Amazon.com. Because I've always wondered what the hell I would use one of those for. And then I thought a preheater for a CPU that I want to do pin replacement on would be perfect. And also for BGA rework, a chap that I've been seeing in a couple of chat rooms I'm in has been experimenting doing BGA work on one of these Miniware hot plates, and he's raving about it and saying it's a great strategy. Miniware hot plate.
I think it's reasonably safe to say that, given we suspected it didn't work, it doesn't appear to work.
Very well. All right, this is giving me literal cooker hot plates. I need to find out what it's called. Miniware hot plate. The MHP 30. MHP 30. Ah. Oh, today I learned that if you shift-click a link, it opens it in a new window instead of a new tab. Right, I'm going to leave that open to remind me to look at it later. Right. I should check the 980 too. Oh, this is true, yeah. Oh, that was $200 Canadian. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, $200 Canadian. That's what, 150 USD?
Yeah, on the Canadian. Yeah, if that is Canadian, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds like a much better
$200
deal.
Canadian. That sounds like a much better deal. Yeah, yeah. I assumed you meant USD. In which case, that would have been it's all right, I guess, but we've seen better. Like, if you can find it cheaper in the UK, then something's gone terribly wrong. But however, yeah, 200 CAD, that makes a lot more sense.
There is no heat in the CPU either.
Very well. Oh well. Rip and Pepperoni's that 3600 that we already knew was dead. I'm going to do terrible things to you on a hot plate.
Are we talking about another cooking video?
We will make raisin pasta. Also, side demands that we test the 980, which is a good idea. We'll get a post out of this first.
Yeah.
You should probably... Is that on? No, good. Fine. I heard a spin-up noise, and I was very confused. Right. Where did I put this 980?
Where did I put this other GPU?
Yeah, I've lost it already. It's a heckin' chonker as well, so I don't know how. Don't send me things, people. It's a bad idea. You can if you want, though. Not in the box. I took it out. Oh, it's under the box. Say nothing. Nothing.
Where's the power supply? To the left. No, it's not. Left. Left. Oh, look, the power supply.
Shut up. I'm going to lean off frame. I like this spot. It's very comfortable to lean up against the soundproofing here. When we get to the end of the stream and I've kind of clocked out, you know.
And then you can come up against it sometimes when you're dealing with really difficult people on the telephone. And you can just be like, I'm calm. I'm calm.
I'm sitting next to you and it sounds really weird from here.
Also, that went in my eye.
You got to commit to the bit though, haven't you? Is that what happened? Did you lean in, poke yourself in the eye and go, I've committed to the bit, conceal, don't feel, make the joke and then withdraw?
Basically.
Yeah. Hot plate Pop-Tart, that's a great idea. I'll heat up a Pop-Tart specifically in one 30mm squared section. That's the problem with the Miniware hot plate, it's tiny. That's kind of why I don't understand why it exists. However, for doing small stuff like CPUs, BGA rework, that kind of thing, I'm like, now I get it.
On you go. On you go. Come on now. There you
go. Right, let's see.
What's over here?
Mauser has that hot plate. The reason why I'm looking at Amazon... What's up, Moisa? The reason why I'm looking at Amazon US is that I have vouchers to spend on Amazon US. So it means that I can buy one... I have more vouchers. I have not changed over the payment system yet.
Oh.
Because I'm terrible.
The thing that you said you had done, you had in fact not done.
So I'm going to buy it from Amazon.com because that is quote-unquote free.
If I'd have known you were still getting free money from Amazon.com, I'd have asked if we could have got a monitor.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. You didn't? Did you buy that monitor from Amazon.com?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, but there is a specific version of a monitor that didn't get a European release.
Ah, I see.
And it's like the best 1080p gaming monitor, apparently.
Oh, speaking of Amazon vouchers, if anyone here who's from Canada, I have Amazon Canada vouchers that I wish to sell below face value. DM me on Discord. I'm selling Amazon vouchers below face value. It's not weird. It's not a scam. It sounds like a scam, but it's not. I promise. Trust me, bro. Anyway.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. I'm phoning from the IRS. Oops.
Quote Winston Wolfe. What the fuck was happening there? Muted you and turned away for a moment to speak to my girlfriend, and Caradog appeared to be shoving his nipple in Graham's face. Welcome to the third hour of the stream, everyone. When there's 12 of you left, you know?
Does the motherboard still work?
Well, why not use them? There's nothing on Amazon Canada that I want to buy. I did have a look.
Also, last time I looked, Amazon Canada doesn't like shipping to the UK.
No, that's the main problem. Amazon US, there's quite a lot of stuff that you can get shipped to the UK. It might cost you an obnoxious amount in some areas, but considering I'm using quote-unquote free vouchers, I don't mind taking that hit. However, these Canada vouchers, that I can't do anything with them. So it posts. Awesome. So yeah, racists. Look,
I have nothing against the Canadians.
Just the French Canadians.
Just the French Canadians.
So, someone else in the chat, give us another topic right now. Go.
Will this 980 boot?
Yes, so this 980, an old friend returns.
Also, can I have something that will plug into this, please?
Oh my god. Oh, I remember this sodding thing. No wonder we tried to sell this. Yeah, it's got DVI, and then it's got 3 mini display ports and a mini HDMI. Okay, I don't think I've got any mini display port, but I've probably got a mini HDMI.
Or have you got just DVI to HDMI?
Oh, DVI to HDMI is the best way forward. Yeah, I've got one of those.
Stop it. Thank you.
Does DVI have the same bandwidth as HDMI?
No.
Okay, never mind.
As far as I'm aware, DVI caps out at 2560, 1600, 85 Hz. So 1440p plus 85 Hz, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, yeah. So it's good for 1440p, but not high refresh rate, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because don't forget that DVI as a standard is from like 2001.
Yeah. I would have been surprised.
And has never been updated.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if they could just force higher bitrate stuff over DVI. Right. Best Mobo for a 5600X? It depends how much you want to spend. I haven't done it. Just put it in the slot. I can't even remember what happened to that card now. Specifically.
What did you do? It was in perfect working order when I
As per my previous statement, I can't remember what happened to that board specifically. Let's see. 5600X motherboards. Amazon.co.uk. So we're looking...
All of this is the wrong way around.
B550 or X570. I'll go B550 for a 5600X. The Asus Strix B550F Gaming is 166 quid or 167 pounds on Amazon these days. That's not bad.
I'd go for that.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
That's probably your best quote-unquote high-end B550. Yeah, that's got nice looking VRM on it. Then for the cheap option, the Asus Prime is 150, so they can sod right off with that price. Gigabyte B550 Gaming X V2, £120. That looks like good bang for buck. What's the VRM on that look like? Passable. Yeah, cheap. Yeah, it looks like a cheap motherboard to me, but for 120 quid, who cares?
Yeah. Is it a V2? Oh,
that's the V2. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be all right then.
Yeah, Gigabyte B550 Gaming X V2, £120 on Amazon. That'll do the job. That'll run a 5600X all day, no problems whatsoever. If you want something that looks fancy and has a bit high and has, you know, more features and quality of life, etc., the Asus B550F Strix would be what I'd go to there. That has got bigger VRM, better audio, and have either of these got Type-C front panel? Oh, boo! Neither of them do. Oh, interesting. The Gigabyte does. The Strix doesn't, though. The Strix doesn't have a Type-C front header. That sucks. What are you looking for?
The 5450.
Oh, it's up here.
Behind the 3090 is...
Behind door number 3090. So yeah, on a budget, Gigabyte B550. If you want something premium, Asus B550F. That would be my answer to that question. The MSI Mortar B550. MSI.
I'm biased against MSI.
Yeah,
to be honest.
The MPG is too expensive. Where's the Mortar? The Mortar is traditionally a good cheap motherboard. There's the Torpedo, Tomahawk. Something just went bang outside. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have to search for it because I can't find it. MSI make too many damn motherboards. Mortar. Is there a B550 Mortar? Oh, there is, according to the search. There it is. Oh, there's no price on it on Amazon UK.
Just go to PC Part Picker. Because that'll list anywhere that's actually got it. uk.pcpartpicker.com.
uk.pcpartpicker.com. Search.
Oh, I was going to say browse products and then motherboard.
Yeah. MSI B550 Mortar.
Ah, that does work. Cool.
Mortar non-Wi-Fi.
That is the micro.
It will be a micro because it's a Mortar.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
See. In stock, Amazon, £221. Everywhere else out of stock.
Yeah. Tech Next Day last had it at £115. If they had that in stock, that would be good bang for buck. And I believe I like the Mortar boards. Those have been good. Those have been good micro ATX motherboards. However, apparently it's out of stock everywhere, so it looks like MSI aren't making them, or it looks like they're just running out of stock. So.
Please may you switch to the capture.
Capture with face cam. Oh god, that is resolution.
Device manager. Display adapters. There is no 980.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I see. You're running them both. Interesting.
Yeah, because it didn't post. It didn't post with this in the primary.
Yeah.
So I swapped over.
Yeah.
And it's also not there. It is not there.
Okay. So yeah, not detected, doesn't post. So yeah, that needs looking at.
Yeah.
Very well. Well, I've got I've got a 3070 in that has a shorted rail on it somewhere.
Really?
So yeah, maybe next week we have a look at some.
Why?
The chap brought it in, asked me if I'd look at it, and I was just like, sure, as long as you're not in a hurry, I'll have a look.
Well, yeah, but why did he bring it in?
Because it didn't work and he wanted someone to fix it.
Yeah, but it'd be less than 2 years old.
True. Can't remember.
So it was user damaged.
I guess. Don't know. It's in pieces. I don't think it has a warranty on it. Where's the box?
Oh, I see. There are pieces of a graphics card here.
Maybe. I refuse to answer that question on account that I can't remember and the thought didn't occur to me at the time.
Oh, did they break it whilst water blocking it?
So here's the 3070.
Oh, I thought this was a water block box. Huh,
no.
Interesting.
But yeah. Yeah, apparently there's a short on it somewhere.
Oh, it's got Samsung.
Oh, I don't think it is a 3070 actually. I think it's a 2070. What's it say on the back?
It says 3070 on the sticker.
Is it 3070? Oh, okay, yeah. Because I just saw the ports on the ports on the back and was like, oh, that looks weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it's got a double stack port on it, which isn't like any 3070 I've ever seen.
Is SH1494V0 a model number?
But yeah, apparently there's a short circuit on that, so I was going to take a look at that. So, maybe next week we take a look at this 980 and that a bit more seriously, see if we can twist Spudnugget's arm into showing up and basically say, cool, we're going to try and fix these graphics cards. Also, Spudnugget, what do we do to fix these graphics cards? And yes, today is the 100th episode.
I'm going to take a stab at you're not going to be able to fix this.
What do you think?
Well, it looks like that's missing and was populated. And you're also missing a VRM controller.
Okay.
Someone has done something to it.
That looks like factory unpopulated to me.
But why has it got all the schmutz in the solder blobs then?
I think that is so. There's residue on everything because of thermal pads, but those are very rounded pillows. That looks like that looks like. Are you going to? Oh yeah, okay. You have a look at that, and then I want to put this under the microscope to get second opinions. That looks like solder paste to me.
Where the hell is Device Manager? There's Device Manager.
I'm going to put this under the microscope so other people can judge for themselves.
Display adapters. No, it's not there. Can't help but feel that it's dead. It might be a little bit broken.
Yeah, if you switch the XR1 to actually XR1 and tell me when you're there.
USB video. GA. Ta-da!
That looks like a no stuff to me. Like those are really neat pillows of solder.
Yeah, it's just the fact that you've got all of the kind of abrasion-y bits on it and stuff.
Yeah, and again, that's purely like also look at the pattern there where that driver would go. Those perfect L patterns.
Yeah,
that's solder. That's a solder mask. Or that's a stencil of solder paste. And the abrasions, I think that's just residue from the thermal pads. And if we go down to this guy down over here, where is it? There. Yeah, again, like looking at the pattern of that again, that's a stenciled solder paste. And there's no way you could get that kind of pattern if that had been reworked. So yeah, that's just no stuff. So I don't think there's missing components from here. So yeah, I don't think this has been butchered. It just doesn't work. Like, I haven't looked at it at all. You know, like, I haven't checked any of the inputs or anything to see if there's anything exploded on it. I haven't even taken it out. This is the longest I've looked at it since it came into the shop. But
Fair enough.
Yeah. Other areas look healthy, but as I say, I think somewhere on this there's a short circuit. So I'd need to start looking at that. But yeah.
Ping Spud temps with GPU repair.
Pretty much, yeah.
GPU repair?
Yep.
For me?
He will come in and start screaming.
Ah!
We'll tell him, if you don't show up, then we're going to reflow it in the oven. We're going to hot air it. Re-hot GPU, bro. 100% fix. Promise. Trust. Ugh, microwave it. In the air fryer, yes. Forbidden reflow oven.
What the hell happened to this?
Where did those come from? Did you put those there or did I?
I put them there.
Okay, good.
They're mine.
All right. I wasn't challenging. I just didn't understand where they come from.
They came from about here.
Thank you.
Just about here.
All right. Very good. Right.
What are those?
Where are we up to? I feel like we're at an end.
What are we up to? It's dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, we're not looking at these cards right now. Not 3 hours into the stream. Yeah, we have serviced both of these coolers. The primary objective is achieved. They both work. Oh. So yeah. Anything else that you want to demonstrate, or are we done?
I think we are done. Beyond me, you know, reassembling this, but yeah.
I'm going to look through the chat then and just check if there's any more questions to cover, and then I think we will wrap up. Off to the pub, maybe.
I thought I just found another M.2. So as I lifted that up, I saw the thermal pad and thought the thermal pad was one of the...
Every time I've bought a second-hand motherboard, I've seen the thermal pad under them and been like, oh, did someone leave an M.2 in there? Ooh! Oh, it's a thermal pad. The excitement has risen in me and been like, oh! So, yeah. Okay, right. The 980 had a blob of solder sat above a VRM that you found. Yeah, very well. We'll have a look. I mean, a blob of solder is good because that means that something has exploded. And if something has exploded, that means we have a lead. And we can look at what has exploded, determine why it's exploded, see if anything else around it has also exploded, and then replace all of those things. So that would be interesting. So yes. Is O2 fiber better than BT? I doubt it because it's all BT's infrastructure anyway.
It will probably be BT's fiber. Yeah. You'll just have a lower network priority.
That's right. It's one of the reasons why I stay with BT, because they own everything in the exchange, and everyone else's equipment is effectively BT's hand-me-downs. So yes, you find mostly M.2s in e-waste laptops. Really? That's not bad going. What time am I on Twitch? I will be streaming on Twitch at 7 PM UK time. Do we have a Twitch command? No. Yes, we do. Nightbot's just really slow. There we go.
Yeah, probably because it's the first time you've spoken to it in 3 weeks.
Or do you think it's jaded already? All we've done is shout at it for being overbearing with moderation.
Not specifically, more just a case of you know, when you send the first command, it probably actually activates effectively.
Maybe. Oh, also, apparently I missed Muerto's offer to come for biscuits. Hell yeah, Muerto.
I mean, I was planning on descending on him until he said Boscombe.
Wow. You were just like, oh, come and visit you. I'm in Boscombe.
We'll invite you somewhere else.
I think I left the stove on. I have to go now. I would like to return to my car to find the wheels still on it. Anyway, in all seriousness, though, Muerto, I don't know what we do, but if you wanted to come and crash in and do something, I mean, hell, even if you just came up on a Saturday afternoon and sat in on the podcast or something, that would be cool. Hell, bring something cool to look at if you want. I don't know. If you want to brainstorm ideas, hit me up on Discord. I don't know what we do. It would be cool. I want to have cool people in this building. Make of that what you will. So yeah, come to me in Kent. Are you in Kent? I thought you were up north, Si. I don't know why I thought that.
No.
I thought you were Midlands.
No.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Kent's not a million miles away. It's 2 or 3 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, it's not just down the road, but it's in range. What are you thinking about?
It felt like this was the other way round to the other
see.
one, and that this had.
It somehow put your shirt on backwards or something. Yeah. Very well. Let's see. You can come with Venoscorp parts. I mean, that might be an idea. Is rock up with some because I've got Venoscorp parts as well. We could do the most terrible PC ever kind of thing, and I don't know, we could compare all of the awful parts and see what's the best computer we can build with these and what's the worst computer or something. I don't know. Or maybe just do a hit piece on Venoscorp because fuck those guys.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to do a hit piece on anyone. Well, we could do it on the podcast, maybe. Yeah, I don't want to start drama. If drama comes and if someone starts a fight with me, then I'll raise my fists, But I'm not going to start a fight with someone. Whatever. Anyway, you like retro builds. Those are cool. I need to do that at some point. The retro build that I had lined up has kind of fallen through because I've lost the PC that I was going to do it with. I don't know how it happened. The Pentium 166, I don't know where it went. It just got lost in the move. The only thing I can think of is that I junked it. I just said, I'm never going to do it. But I don't know why I'd do that. I don't know, because it's a Pentium 166, I wouldn't have e-wasted that. So yeah, I have no idea what happened to that thing. There's no way I would have knowingly thrown it out. I would have said to someone, does someone want this? Because it's a Pentium. But, don't know. Failing that, might do it with the K6. But yeah, it's in the works. It's just on the back burner while I figure something out. So yes.
Oops.
Is there enough accommodation in Shaftesbury? Yeah. I mean, there are B&Bs around. We could sort something out. I mean, I don't know if people want to do overnight visits or not. I mean, if Si's coming from Kent, that's a 2-hour drive is doable as a day visit. You know.
But it's 4 hours of driving in a day kind of thing.
I wouldn't have a problem with that, but then I hate not sleeping at home. I will quite happily do 4 hours of driving in a day to be able to sleep in my own bed. But I don't know. Worst case is that he can crash out on the sofa in the shop. I don't know. Anyway. One-sider and we have fighting talk. Look, I mean raise my fists in a keyboard warrior battle. I'm not going to have a physical fight with someone. I'm not one of those. Anyway, what socket? I forget. Boscom is lovely. No disingenuous crazy people at all. We will talk sometime about it. Yes. Yeah, as I say, I don't know what we're going to do, Muerto, but I would love to do something. It would be cool. So yeah, you'd hotel it. It's 3:30 each way. Oh wow, yeah. I take it you're east side of Kent then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my great.
It's there and he's here.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. My great grandma used to live in Kent, and I don't remember it being that. Oh, that much being said though, that was when I was in. That's when I used to live in Sandhurst area, so it wouldn't have been. Yeah. I was thinking Kent isn't that far away, but the last time I used to visit Kent was when I was a lot closer to London anyway.
Yeah.
Which is why it didn't seem so far. But yeah. Anyway, you'll fix the 00165 SMC. Maybe, yeah, maybe we could do it together because we've got the kit. Muerto sent me a really cool SND practice kit, and I need to look at it at some point. So yeah, you want to have a few drinks. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. We'll sort something out.
Going back to a previous conversation about saying about Limpat numbers, what do they mean? What are those?
Yeah.
Stock motherboard, so it's been reset. Running Limpak, nothing configured, everything as is. And we're now up to basically 60 seconds and 368 gigaflops.
Wow, that's, yeah, so
and
basically
down to
in a tuned state, you had basically double the performance.
Yeah.
So, double the compute performance per se.
Yeah.
Interesting. Discord, yes. EVGA launched a new water cooler, apparently.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh.
Is it a CLC?
I would assume so. EVGA, Google search. EVGA.com.
Or is it actually a water block for a 4090?
Oof. No. News? EVGA News? EVGA, everything is new.
No second-hand parts here.
It's not on their news yet. So is concept?
Look at products.
Products, graphics, motherboards, power supplies, game mice, audio capture, cooling, CPU closed loop cooler.
Yes. Yes.
I see. There's a category for it on their website, but it's not actually on the website yet, apparently. Let me just check one more time. There's 2 CPU closed loop cooler categories. Let's check the other one. There it is. Did this one already exist, or am I going mad?
They did already have one, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, this looks vaguely familiar. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it would change my world. Yeah, either this already existed, or it's like this. Either this is their old one, or if that's their new one, I'm just like, cool. It looks like a standard issue CLC. So fine. Let's see. CLX 360. Okay, let me Google search that. One moment. CLX 360. That's giving me a product page. That looks fancy. All right, hold up a sec. Let me go to desktop capture. Desktop capture. Display capture. Why are we not capturing that? Primary monitor. Oh, it's because I'm on virtual thing. That's not going to work. Okay. How about Nah? There we go. There we go. All right. Give me the picture. Look at that. It's one of these got a screen on it, and it's a interesting screen. I wonder how customizable that is. Like, I hope if that's an OLED screen, so you can choose what appears there, because like the pump RPM, I don't really care about that. So I don't really want to have that all the time. Can we come out of this? So, show me. No one can do, like, why is it that when I go to look at this, yeah, I don't, yeah, you can zoom in. Okay, fine. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Shut. It's fine. It's me.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. I don't know how into the X design I am. Like, there doesn't seem to be any usefulness to the shape of it. That looks dangerously like just an Acertec to me. Like, that's the Acertec ring mount. In a way, that's useful because it means the fittings are compatible with a million other coolers. And it comes with, yeah, $300. That's a no from me, dog. Yeah, like $300, man. Like, I'd need to. Apparently, Jay's 2 Cents has a video out on this, so I'll probably check that out to see what else you can do with the screen. But that screen is going to have to change my world for $300 because Corsair's one can do all of this and is not $300.
No, it's like 280, isn't it?
I hope not.
I thought it was like.
Let's find out. Amazon.
Isn't it the H150i EX Capellix something?
Yeah, Capellix.
Isn't the one with the actual screen like?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 250.
250. Oof. Wow. Yeah, that's more expensive than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't realize Corsair were asking 250 quid. So yeah, actually $300. Yeah, that makes sense. How much are NZXT asking for a Z63 these days? Yeah, £214. So the NZXT one is looking pretty good value for money for a AIO with a screen on it. However, also the NZXT one, as I've demonstrated in my video this week, is it's fine. You know, I don't recommend people buy it, but it works. However, yeah, holy crap, I didn't realize the Corsair iQ H150 was so expensive. I assumed it would be like, 180, 200, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really expensive. So yeah, $300 for the EVGA, allowing for the fact that, they can't match Corsair for pricing and manufacturing, so it's going to be more expensive. But also, considering this doesn't really fit in with an ecosystem, and that looks just like an Acertech, man. So I don't think the cooling is going to be anything to write home about.
I doubt it will be anything particularly special.
If it was if it was custom designed by them and had in the way that the liquid freezer is custom designed, then I would be like, okay, well this thing is probably going to go toe to toe with the best. But it's an Acertech AIO, which means it's going to be on par with any of the Corsairs, and the Corsairs provide a better value proposition. So, let me have a look at the chat, just because they might be screaming at me about stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, $300. Just build a proper loop. Yeah. Capellix will kick ass. The Capellix will be good. Yeah. You got the Corsair AIO, like the one with the screen on it for 160 quid on Warehouse. That's a good deal. You can get a Z73 for £250. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, not going to lie. Not super impressed. I'm going to watch the Jay's 2 Cents video. I'd be interested to hear Jay's opinion on it, because I feel like looking at a product like this is kind of in his wheelhouse. Because he's the kind... This is where I think Jay is good, is he'll look at a product like this and be like, for someone who wants to build a PC that looks funky and performs well kind of thing, this is what I think of it. And he'll show the setup of it and how easy it is to set it up. So I'm going to watch the Jay's 2 Cents video on this one. But at face value, looking at this website, I'm like, no, that's a no from me, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for what is basically an Acertech AIO.
Right.
Yeah. Which is disappointing.
Slightly.
I'm not saying I'm disappointed in the EVGA. However, if it is what it looks like to me, my opinion is going to be cool. I don't care.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's just another AIO in a very crowded market. And it's got the OLED screen on it, but yeah. It doesn't look cool. That's the thing. And that's the thing. If you're paying for that screen on the front, you're the kind of person who wants something that looks cool.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look cool. So what's the point? Maybe I'm being too harsh, but yeah.
It certainly doesn't look anything special.
Like the Corsair one, that looks cool. The NZXT one, that looks cool. But yeah, EVGA's one, it looks like a Chinese knockoff. which is really brutal, but that's what it looks like. I'm sorry.
That's nice.
What have you discovered that is nice?
The profile was saved.
Cool. Through all of your mashing of BIOS resets.
Yeah.
Nice. That saves you dialing in all your memory timings again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So I did a clear CMOS and the profile was saved.
Fair enough. Right. Run. Hello, hello. Nice Adamant IT merch. Will it be available to buy soon? No lead time at the moment. However, I like the prototypes. I like my new logo. I'm going to do some stuff. I need to I need to sit down and actually put in some serious thought on what I'm going to sell and how I'm going to sell it. However, the fact that there are prototypes and logos that now exist means we are an awful lot closer to merch than we previously were. There's still actually a long way to go, but we are 100% further along than we previously were. So yeah. Most EVGA products look a little bit different if you think about it. I agree with that, but yeah, that sort of X design on it, I don't like it. Yeah. As I say, I'm going to watch a video on it to learn more about it because it might do loads of cool stuff that makes me go, oh, okay, that's pretty neat. But me just looking at it on the product page, I'm like, really? $300? Are you sure? Desk mat or a soldering mat would be nice. Yeah, I've no idea where I'd source something like that.
What?
But I shall consider these things. Anyway, yep, Caradog is doing his thing. That's what he does.
Yeah, just because obviously I did all of the testing on that one.
Yeah.
And we've replaced this one as well.
Now you're doing performance
I'm doing
tests
a
on
one.
this one.
I'm just gonna one pass on here, and yeah, this one is dramatically less performant than this one.
Interesting.
We've got like 10 degrees C difference.
Wow. Did you do a before? Did you do a before test with this one?
No.
No, we didn't. Yeah, it was really down on water.
Yeah.
However, we've topped it up, so that should no longer be an issue. But also, the plate didn't go on with a lot of conviction.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to suggest that we take it off and we reseat the cold plate on that. I think we might. I mean, we could have we could just quickly pop that off and on again now, just an interest thing. I feel like if we're making videos about doing these, that might be worth doing, because if we remount that and it comes good, then we can say, good, if you see these kind of figures, don't panic, kind of thing. Shopify seems to be what more people do. Yeah, production as well is the thing. I might start out on Teespring just to get the ball rolling, and I will move to limited edition drops after that when I've figured out logistics. But also, I need to. I also need to talk to. I need to talk to the folks who did these hoodies and see what they can do for me as well. So yeah. Okay, so number 2, we're getting drastically lower performance out of this one, so we're just going to pop this back off and have a look at the mount and just see if we can determine anything here.
It's entirely possible that I'm going to take this off and go, oh look, there's no thermal paste.
Yeah, maybe it's just a bad mount. Bench cam with face.
There you go. If I pull all of them out. Nope, that's thermal paste. It's not a lot of thermal paste.
That doesn't look right.
Oh, yeah, there's not a lot of thermal paste.
Yeah, I think that's just a bad mount.
I'm going to try and just go. Stop it.
I'm also going to order some more thermal paste because I'm pretty certain we've probably used up most of that now.
It's okay, you have these now.
Yeah, I got the 0.8 gram ones. Arctic MX4. It's going right for that these days. Oh, that seems to have come down in price. That's good.
Something that I was very confused by was I was looking at Cryonaut.
Yes.
And you can buy I can't remember the exact sizes. I think it was a 10-gram tube. You can buy a 10-gram tube for £15.
Okay.
Or a 20-gram tube for £59.
What? How does that work? I thought you were going to say for like £16 or something there, because I'm just looking at Amazon at the moment and I can get Arctic MX4 8 grams for £6 or 20 grams for £9. So I'm like, for an extra £3, I get more than double the amount. So it's just like, that's kind of a no-brainer. However, yeah. Add to basket, one of those for stock. And I'll get a 20-gram tube because I use it up these days. Proceed to check out. I'm just casually just ordering stuff now while I think about it. Otherwise, I will very much forget.
I thought the basket total was 150 quid there for a second. I was
like, accidentally bought 120 grams or something like that.
Yeah, I was looking.
It'll just turn up as a tub of it, and I'll be like, oh, what? Now I've got to scoop it up and paste it with your hand.
Do an Amazon search for Cryonaut Extreme.
Amazon Cryonaut Extreme. 2 grams for £22. No.
There we go.
What? What does this mean? 33,84.
It's 33.84 grams.
Okay, I don't understand using commas instead of dots for That's supposed to be
because it's European.
Yeah.
And Thermal Grizzly's German.
Yes, but like
because it's Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut Extreme Wammelpast.
Yes. Okay.
Ah, yes, my Wammelpast.
It comes in a nice box, though.
And 3 spreaders for £106.
Okay.
Oops.
I kind of hope like Der Bauer will just show up on my doorstep to pass it over to me for £106. But yeah. Anyway.
Just ask him for some. Mate.
Would you do me a flavour?
Would you do me a massive solid?
Okay, right.
And send me one of your thermal pots.
We are now talking OC UK do the 33 grams for £90. Ugh. Yeah. Fine. Let's see.
1, 3, 3.
Oh yeah. Oops. Yep, we're testing again.
I thought for a second it was saying testing 1 core.
It's for LN2 overclockers, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. So I guess if you're doing that kind of thing, you're not super fussed about the cost of stuff, but All right, let's go to
Gehen.
capture.
Aufräumen. Schnell.
Oh, can you HDMI us, please? Thank you. You are muted. Are you done? Do you need to sneeze?
No.
Okay.
What? I'm very confused now. What happened? I clearly did it wrong. Because my run time was 4 seconds.
I see. That's the power of MX4.
It appears we're approximately 10 degrees Celsius cooler now.
Okay, it was a bad mount then. Yeah. It certainly looked it when we took it off. Fair enough. Right, in that case, we will wrap up.
Yeah, this one might be a fraction worse than the other one. Just because this is 92.8, the other one was like 91.8, but also a case of...
Not a lab, run-to-run variance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Etc, etc.
Who knows if a room's warmer?
Yeah. Like, if we did both of them with a actually, like, standard mount where we, you know, spread the paste and all the rest of it, we could probably get them identical. They're certainly in the same ballpark now. 10 degrees out, that's something is wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's the kind of change that we were keeping an eye out for. However, we're back onto, okay, this is now hitting the expected numbers.
Yeah, basically.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this one looks to be a smidgen worse. But it's not like he's got a decent mount on it. So
yeah. Very good.
It was lacking in paste.
Good. Right. I've enjoyed this conversation in English.
Absolutely. This has been a stream.
It has been our stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Once again, for those of you in the back, I will be streaming Elden Ring tomorrow at 7 PM UK time. Someone asked me when the next video is. Next video will probably be Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm probably going to go for Wednesday just to be safe because the last video came out yesterday. So I'll probably do Wednesday. It's going to be a board repair video. So yeah, nothing that we haven't seen before, but you know, y'all love seeing the same thing over and over again. That's why you keep coming here every Saturday. So yeah, past that, we'll see you guys next Saturday with something else. Maybe some GPU, maybe some bad GPU repair. We'll see how we feel. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Bye for now. Oh, 100K special. 100K special is being edited. It will go out to the supporters first. So if you are a Twitch subscriber, a YouTube member, or a Patreon member, you will see the 100,000 subscribers special video probably this week because I'm going to edit it this weekend. So as long as there's nothing catastrophically wrong in post, that'll be available, and then that'll be exclusive for a week, and then it'll go out to public. So yeah. Right, thank you everyone. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
As soon as I can find live streaming.
Where am I? Who am I? Ah!
Now would be a good time to insert ads. But no.
But no.
Bye.
Goodbye.